Hoffa.
Oh, heart so cold. They think I sold my soul. Like I would ever sell my soul. No, they wanna know how I'm so cold with it. My niggas see me and say, bro, did it. My diamonds dancing got them so livid. If you a hater, man, I
might have fucked a couple big bitches, but I never fuck with jealousy. Niggas talking like a op, keep the same energy. Homie said we crew still, but Brody just a friend of me. I don't fuck with you still, you know I got a memory.
I never changed like Hov said. You can't relate if you never slept on a cold bed. You wasn't plucking roaches off of mold bread with holes in your pro-cads. I was only a teen, but felt more like an old head.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
So Kevin Lyle stepped down from 300. Kaz Kobayashi stepped down as the president, CEO of Warner Music Japan. Nicki Minaj throwing shade at Atlantic Records.
Saying what?
UPS is hiring. Academic says he'll take the entire industry down. Convicted of rape. Capital Music Group co-president Arjun Pujaji steps down. Julie Greenwald stepped down.
Michael Keyzer
stepped down. Natalie Moore steps down. PR image sharper after Diddy's arrest.
Yes,
she got out the paint.
She got out.
Sony Music Nashville chairman Randy, whatever his last name is, stepped down.
The industry is imploding.
Yeah, he's just getting the fuck out of here.
It's dying right in front of our face. Why? It's crazy.
It's over, I think.
There's a bunch of...
You think it's over? It's completely over?
I think they will not be handing out
They're slowly
checks.
but surely dying.
And I think a new one is going to come out.
No, the industry.
A new industry is going to come out? Industry. This is all going to die, and a new industry is going to come out.
You're just seeing a changing of the guard. The industry is not going to die. That's impossible. Hopefully, we can do it a different way. Hopefully, we can. After this burns down, we can take what's left and build something better.
But what is the music industry at this point anyway? Because what does a label really do these days?
That's part of the problem. We've gone too far. We've gone
easy
too
with
far.
the R word.
We've gone too far in one direction to just fix what's wrong. The core plumbing of it is messed up.
Can anyone even get signed right now?
Yeah, you can get signed, but what are you willing to do for the deal? And in other words, what are you willing to give up to be signed?
But what are you being signed for? What's the point of having a label?
Because you don't have,
that label is putting a bunch of money into that artist.
That's the point. Yeah. Okay, let's not get it fucked up. Labels still have the money. They still have the access. They still know the... Yes, they have more than you.
Radio?
As an independent artist, they have more than you. They know who to call and where to spend, which is key. I can give you $100,000 in drug money until you go out here and get busy. And the problem is you'll spend with this dude, and be half down and still not be anywhere. If I'm the label, I know who to call.
I think
I know the guys who make it pop.
The advantages are they have the statistics. They know who's pulling and what. They know who to reach out to. A lot of times I've been told that it doesn't make sense going to this label. You could just talk to this person because they the one that do this for them, and you could just cut around. And that's how that person got that position in, because they became efficient at marketing, promotion, whatever it is.
But then you got to hope. The issue is that, okay, now the person you just ducked around and the guy that you went to, and because he set that whole situation up, his biggest client is still the label. So if you went around and you cut the label out and they say, okay, you can work with him, but we got like 8 more of him. So you can work with that and get that one check. We have 8 of those. Go ahead though. Go ahead, go off.
Right.
You turn around and be like, you or the other 8 size checks and consistent work.
But depending
I'm going over here.
Depending on who it is in the relationship, you never know what they're getting paid at the label might not be the same amount of money that you're willing to put up.
It's one thing to get one certain amount of money, one bag. It's another thing to have 8 bags. It's one thing to work with one artist, it's another thing to work with 8. It's another thing to work with one artist who you banking on and you hope you get along with. It's another thing to work with 8 that you kind of don't get along with, but the money's consistent. And if you have a family at home, you don't want to have to make those decisions, especially since everybody believes as soon as this one guy that you're helping off the arm, gets on, he's gonna replace you with somebody else. He's gonna run and get somebody else and leave you behind. Because one thing everybody knows about artists is when they make it, it's their fault. When they fail, it's your fault. And unfortunately, I'm not saying that's always true, but unfortunately, that's the narrative that most of these executives go through. So I'm telling you how they're gonna look at it. Security, job security, 9 times out of 10 is found at a label. It's not found independent. You can get lucky and get like a Macklemore, you might find the guy who breaks through and goes to the promised land, but if you got a wife and kids, your wife don't want to hear that you spending bread on this kid and hope that he blows.
But I kind of disagree with that, because when I think about being at a label and executives and the changing of the guards and how it's just always this cycle of like you there for a couple years and then you got to find another job. When you build yourself and you yourself have the access that you need to whatever, because even thinking about label execs these days, right, when they still have a publicity department that's, nurturing their relationships with magazines that don't even matter anymore. Or they'll have, their radio people talking to terrestrial radio when, I don't know about y'all, I mean, I don't really listen to the radio anymore.
A lot of people still do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like the game has changed. A lot of executives are really just chasing numbers, right? They're looking at social media numbers. You got to build that up yourself. So what is a label doing if I got to do all the work and then you want to come in, unless you have, again, a bag for me? I'm not, if I was an artist, what would be the incentive to sign into a label?
Sounds good. That sounds good. It sounds great. But Kim, you and I have decades in the business where we've built up these networks and we know who to call and know what to do. These kids we're talking about do not. And they're coming off the block. They're coming off of corners. They're coming off of little opportunities. Maybe they're coming out of college. They're desperate. Hold on.
I beg to differ on that. I beg to differ on that.
Even if they're not desperate to the point of I'll do anything,
right?
They don't have everything we're talking about doing costs, with the exception of building up your social media network, and that takes a long time and money. Meanwhile, a label represents jumping you to the top of whatever. They can get you ahead faster. Now, you want to build your shit up on some Russ? Russ right now is killing everything moving. Everybody sees the sexy part, the end, that he's like this independent god and he's a giant, he's doing his thing and God bless him. They forget that it took like 10 years. And when you say 10 years to somebody, to an artist, it sounds like a jail sentence. They don't want to hear 10 years. They want to hear 10 months. They want to hear where I'm going to be. 10 days. Right. Yeah, 10 days. They don't want to hear 10 years. And you can, I have those. I talk to those. Hey, listen, we can do it this way. We can do it this way. Which one you want to do? I ain't trying to do no fuck. Fuck you talking about. How long? Fuck out of here, nigga. I don't need you for that. I'll go do that myself.
I beg to differ, MECC. I feel like these kids have much more of an understanding on how to grow their fan base than the labels do at this point.
I agree. Because it's happening, then all they doing is going to labels and asking for a distribution deal.
The topsy-turvy is you now have, because independence looks sexy, you now have kids on that vibe, and you're not wrong. But when it's time to do the unsexy job, they're not here for that part.
I don't think they even looking. I don't even think they looking at that. Like,
that's because they don't see it till it happens.
Think about this. You got Little Baby. He just sold 9,000 albums. These kids that's coming off the street, they doing more than that independent. So they looking at the number now, right? The game changed. The internet changed a lot of things. Right? The streaming, the way streams and albums are calculated, changed a lot of things.
Lil Baby will still do a show for 30 bands. You dig what I'm saying? It ain't the same.
I think that there's more independent.
You're looking at sales. He's looking at streams. He's looking at shows. He's looking at collabs. He's looking at all kinds of publishing is ridiculous. Like, okay, so I only sold 9,000. So what?
But who wants to sign to a label and be in the hole the rest of their career?
If you're no one, unless you're in a hole now.
I don't think that these independent artists is in the hole like you think they are.
It's not where I think they are. It's where they see themselves as. How many artists have you tried to convince that they're in a good spot when they think they're not?
I don't try to convince artists.
Then we're having a different conversation, because I do. I try to tell them, bro, you're actually in a really good position right here. Like, independently, you're doing good. There's a way that you don't owe nobody nothing. If you do this right now, stay solid, in a little minute, You know, it's gonna be a minute, but you might catch fire, something might happen. We might be able to get you popping. Yo, they don't want to hear that shit from
Who's
me.
the artist?
There's a bunch of them, man.
Name. Come
I'm
on,
not naming
y'all
them.
start saying names, goddammit.
Why would I do that?
Because we need we need points of reference.
Why would I? Because
everything is hypothetical.
That's exactly
it's
what
not
he wants
throwing
me to
people
do.
under the bus, but it's giving an example. Like, okay, we talk about the industry and what it can do for artists. How many artists have we seen come out of nowhere, independent, blowing the fuck up, and then the labels are forced to run after this artist and change their whole moniker on how they do business?
Okay, name me those names.
Soulja Boy.
That was mostly back in the day.
That was
back in the day. It was like that.
50 Cent.
That, bro, we still in the 90s. I'm talking about like now.
I'm just naming artists that came along and made the label say, okay, we have to do something different now.
50 was signed before he blew up.
No, at the time that 50's mixtapes were going crazy, he was not signed.
He had just gotten dropped from the label then, but he was already.
What was
But
that
no, the label had nothing to do.
Power
He got
Dollar
he
was
got
already
shot.
a thing.
He got shot. He got dropped. There was a good year and change before he emerged against.
Power of the Dollar was already a
What about
thing.
A-Boogie?
His name was already out.
No, Power of the Dollar didn't come out.
I didn't say it
while he
came
was
out. I
signed.
said it was a thing. I said it was already a thing.
But Nipsey was independent for a while, right?
Nipsey stayed independent.
No, he didn't.
He went over there with Jay, right?
No, he actually took a situation for Victory Lap.
That's not that stayed independent throughout its entire run. He's actually a good example of what you're talking about. Them running after him because of how well he was.
Yeah,
doing.
Right. So
he's a good example of what you're
So this is what I'm saying. Like,
that's one dude with his whole neighborhood behind him and access to resources that most kids don't believe they have and don't have the patience to cultivate. If they learned more patience, and just so you don't think I'm dumping on the artist, the problem with the executives is just what she said earlier. They play a numbers game. And numbers can and will be fake, number one. Number two, putting numbers on the board so your stockholders can see that you're doing well doesn't mean that the music is good. This is what happens when it's too much business and not enough culture. You start pushing out shit that's moving,
right,
but it don't last.
But it don't last. It's
It
doing
don't
numbers
last.
right now, and the reason it
Welcome
could
to
be
radio.
doing numbers is
Welcome to
people
radio.
are amazed that someone put this trash out. And then y'all go pick them up and be like, hey, yeah, this is hot right now. No, people are laughing at this shit.
But you got people sitting in these chairs who don't care about the music at all.
And that's the problem.
It's like the 5th most important thing on these guys' list. Dead ass.
And
so what's on their list?
Your social media, your personal social media, your ability, your reach, right?
Right.
How much money are you bringing in now? Before they even think about offering you a deal, what money are you bringing in? What kind of controversy are you in the mix of, right? That's the other thing. And that goes under social media presence. But your talent, your ability to make music, like your algorithm. Excuse me, not your algorithm. Your Spotify numbers, your numbers on the DSPs.
I recall Q-Tip sitting in this room saying he tried to get so many labels. Well, I don't know if it was multiple, but he went to one label in particular with Megan Thee Stallion, and they said that her Instagram numbers wasn't high enough.
Mm-hmm. And they offered her peanuts.
You look at where she is now, and it's like, this is what
somebody should have got fired.
Yeah, somebody should have got fired.
Somebody should have got fired.
A lot of people are getting fired though. A lot of people are getting fired. And I don't mean to smile at people. They're probably in harsh predicaments right now because they're like, yo, there is no place to go. Every one of these labels are letting people go.
The guys at the top have made decisions based on finances. And when that happens, the people under them suffer. There's a lot of people at labels who do great jobs, who do great work, who do exactly what it is they're supposed to do, and for the benefit of the artist. They're not in there to see. One thing I remind artists all the time, if you're with a label, it doesn't behoove the A&R or the manager to see you fail. That doesn't make them look good. That's not a good look on their resume. If you fail, if you flop, that don't look good for them. They're not here to see you lose.
Unless they signing you to tie you up.
That's a different story.
That does happen.
That's a different and you're right. But what I'm seeing, the trend that I'm seeing is these guys are grossing numbers, more numbers than they did last year. There's something like 11 billion they grossed. but they cut 60% of the staff. But the guys up top found a way to keep the money. So now everybody's cashing out. All these dudes is jumping ship, cashing out because like, well, fuck it, the bubble's about to burst.
So when you see the labels in 5 years,
different, very different. I think because no one gets tired of good music.
but do you need a label to hear good music?
The label will be different. It won't be what it is now. It'll still be a label. You call it something else. Like you can switch the name. They've switched the name up a bunch of times. I got a distro deal. I got this. I got that. At the end of the day, it's still a label. Somebody putting your shit out and somebody paying the money to do X, Y, Z, A, B, and C that you can't do.
I feel like the labels crippled themselves by creating the pay-for-play situation with most of these streaming platforms, the DJs, the radios. And now that, things are not making as much money as, maybe these artists are not selling the same way, or they're not picking up the right artists. Now they're bankrupting themselves, kind of figuring it out like, yo, shit, we got to pay this. We done set the standard that this is how things get hot, and now we can't afford to do it.
Money grabs kill culture.
Yeah.
Money grabs are always going to be the thing that kills.
Money grabs.
Every scheme that you have to grab bread quick, up front, off the top, none of that shit ever trickles back down to the artist. Or even the people who are working hard for the artist. I got 4 people in the room doing the job, and I cut a third of the staff. Now it's one guy doing 3 other people's jobs. Now the artist suffers. The guy that we're trying to get hot, he suffers off the rip. He's taking that.
But the business model has changed. So I think like even when we start talking about streaming, right? I still don't know. Like how many streams does it take for you to make 0.01 cents?
I think it's
and it's crazy.
Biggest scam.
And until there's legislation
Big scam.
where artists will go and
actually,
understand, hey, we got to figure this out.
Someone's actually pushing for that, for each stream to be worth 1 cent.
Right, because what is it worth now? Like 0.0000.
I don't know. Was that passed?
Guru gave us the.
Was it passed?
No, I don't think it has passed yet. Guru gave us the map when he came in here. He told us why it cost what it cost.
That's highway robbery, though.
Yeah, but that's the biggest problem, right? In terms of
when you say it's robbery,
how you're generating income, how that has changed for artists, right? I mean, obviously, touring is still a big part of the artist's income, but like the streaming.
They got to change that. I mean,
they got to fix that.
With the streaming companies, you don't have to buy an album no more. I'm just going to listen to your album.
That's part of the money grab.
And listen, I know that they charge me multiple times a month. Every time I look, it's like $5.99 for your Apple Music, $5.99, $5.99. I'm like, why is it charging me again?
But you can listen. See, they probably have to change how much you can listen to with these plans too, because
because if they do that, they're afraid that people are going to back out, and that becomes a different thing. But again, when you make any industry top heavy, when the people at the top are getting all the money and hoarding all the bread, and they want bonuses, and they got golden parachutes, and they got this setup, that setup, they got health, dental. The artists don't have health and dental. The artists don't have health insurance, none of that other shit. All the money stays at the top. Whenever that happens, now you start making moves to keep more money in your pocket, which is what any business is supposed to do. The problem is the art suffers. Okay, I can manufacture vinyl, right? I can manufacture CDs, I can manufacture tapes, I can have all that shit made, right? Or I can make music completely intangible. And now the only cost is what it costs to make, what it costs to record, but not I don't have to do any of that other shit.
I seen Meek Mill make a post and try to figure out direct to consumer, right? And I see a New York artist actually do it, Shooter 93. He don't stream his music. I'll be like, yo, bro, why don't you put it on stream? No, they got to buy it from me directly.
Ryan Leslie was talking that shit years ago.
Now I'm seeing a lot of artists.
Ryan Leslie was talking that shit years ago.
Ryan Leslie actually created an app where you can go direct to consumer. Consumers, whoever's following you, they download this app. They become, they're able to sell your music to their friends and get PC off of it.
Yeah, you spoke about
that's fire.
That was years ago.
That was like a decade and a half ago.
Remember when they auctioned off the Wu-Tang album? Remember that?
To the farmer, bro.
Right. So
and he paid what, 10 million? 10 million?
7 million, I think he said.
I forgot how much it cost him.
Did anyone ever hear it?
No, he heard it.
He heard it. And
that's
he probably played it for friends.
But that's what artists, that's how you kind of adjust to the changing of it? I mean,
The-
granted, no one heard it. Who knows what it
Okay.
was like?
The problem is that's again. I feel like I'm talking too much. That's a one-off, and it took a legendary rap group, like an iconic rap group like Wu-Tang, to pull that off once. You can only do it once. The guy who's coming up, the youth that we need to carry this culture forward, they can't do that. That won't sustain them, and they got real life bills. Like not like Wu doesn't, but they don't have millions at play. Their catalog isn't generating money that sustains them throughout the year. So they have to make different steps. They have to take different adjustments. And sometimes a label is a part of that.
I'm a labor advocate. I believe they should just boycott the industry, direct to consumer, straight to their fans, and that's that. Why? No streaming platform. They see the best bang for their buck.
And then someone would monopolize that by controlling where you
wherever
can hear
the platform.
music.
I mean, yeah, that'll probably happen unless you do it out your trunk or something.
If it's digital, somebody's going to steal it. That's what Napster was all about. The albums were just there. Next thing you know, labels and everybody was losing money left, right, and center. But that always happens when somebody figures out a better mousetrap. I made my way around this other shit. I don't have to make an album and sell it to you hand to hand when I could just have it existing on your computer.
I want to know, are the artists shown the actual streams?
Yes.
They are?
No, but they're not showing the demographics. They're not showing.
But how can you
believe the intricate information
how
that
can
you
believe
need?
the show?
No, it depends. It depends on what. No, there are portals for every artist has a portal that you can go in and see where they're streaming your shit. It has if the thing is accurate, the age of the person who's streaming your shit. Like you can see. That's how they know where to go tour at. I just took an artist up to Pandora. They showed him all the places he's doing this, all the places where he's spinning. The weirdest one was he was in Seattle, Washington.
Seattle, Washington, he was hot.
Yeah.
Now he had to go to Pandora to get this information?
No, he didn't have to. But as we were meeting with the Pandora rep, this is one of the main things they break out for you. Okay, let's see, as we're having this conversation, let's see, here's some things, and maybe here's a couple. But we only got to that point because he put certain amount of numbers on the board, and it warranted that conversation.
See, I think that type of information everyone should have access to.
You do. If you're signed up to DSPs, if you sign up to a distribution, they have portals that make this information available to you. The portal, in other words, is you sign in, here's my name, here's how much I sold, where I sold it at, what kind, blah, blah, blah. And some, like I said, Pandora had the map. So as he spun the computer around, I got it on my phone now to show you.
Now, is there a promotion package for Pandora?
What do you mean?
Like there is for Spotify?
I'm sure everybody's got one.
Now, again, pay for play. Pay for play. This is the thing that disturbs me the most because it's like, all right, I could be a better artist, but someone can pay more money and get more streams.
What you're looking at is
how does it come back over?
You're looking at the digital street team. Think of it in terms of street teams. If I could afford to hire a street team back in the 90s, I could get my name buzzing and I could pass you. If you could afford to hire that street team, you do it too. Now, is that pay for play, or am I paying to advertise my shit?
No. But here's the difference. The street team, they can go to people and they can be like, "Yo, check this out," but it's still on the people. But when we have an app that will automatically play your song for someone who's never heard of you, someone who might be listening to some other shit that don't even have nothing to do with your music. When you have an app that can manipulate the play like that, that's dangerous.
It's the same principle though. The technology has improved, but the principle is still the same.
It's not the same when
I don't agree.
If you're supposed to be paying me for streams, how am I paying you for streams now? Like,
I'm paying.
That's kind of crazy.
I'm paying you to put my music, and it's not necessarily the song.
You're talking about visibility,
right? So how do I ever beat a label with that?
You
can't.
You
dig
don't.
what I'm saying?
Which is part of why.
Unless my uncle is Jeff Bezos or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, how am I going to beat these motherfuckers?
Part of why they're starting to fail now, because a lack of competition kills the need for any kind of innovation. If I got it locked up and you can't beat me, I don't have to learn how to fight you. You'll never win. So I don't have to get any better. So when somebody better comes along, I'm going to get my ass whipped. And that's kind of what you're seeing now. they're not making enough money to sustain this animal that they've created. You can't keep feeding this fucking elephant in the room that's just gotten the size of the fucking room.
Well, is it that people are not listening to music anymore, or is it that they're gravitating more towards the independent?
They're just finding different ways to do it, and the ways that they found to do it don't profit the artist. And the business model is to keep as much money to themselves as possible.
So then it's no longer up to us then, the people. Right?
Not true.
People are always in front.
Just stay independent.
But the fans...
I'm talking about they're controlling the streams and stuff like
the
that.
The fans' attitudes towards a lot of shit comes into play. It's a multifaceted issue. Okay. Because now you also have fans who will look at you and tell you, if you don't have an ad on Spotify, you're not popping, I'm not fucking with it. Right? There's a lot of fans who move like that. There's a lot of people who will tell you, if you're not on the radio, the fuck is we doing? That was in the night. You ain't on the radios, fuck out of here. You ain't popping, you ain't hot. I ain't checking for that shit. You ain't on the radio. You ain't got a video on MTV? Man, fuck out my face. We talking about you still in the streets.
Especially
you ain't
like
doing
you
shit.
on the mixtapes. Like back then, it was like you have to be on the mixtapes.
But here's the thing:
you ain't on
there were
shit?
DJs that charged you for it, and then it was DJs like shout out to DJ White Owl. Matter of fact, rest in peace, DJ White Owl. I never met him. I woke up one day, my man was like, "Yo, you on this White Owl mixtape, and your song is #1, and it's a 50 Cent mixtape, and your song is #1." He just loved the record. When, rest in peace, Keyz when he passed away, I said, New York is in trouble. Because now shout out to Flex, he had the Thursdays that he was playing new music, but it didn't stick the same. You dig what I'm saying?
Slayer hang out with you. Slay was different.
Slay was shouting out all the jails.
Slay was in the streets, period.
So Slay was an anomaly.
Slay was different.
Slay was different amongst other DJs. That's why his loss was such a big fucking L. Yo, we talked about that for days up there when Slay passed. Because some of us knew what kind of chasm that man's death was gonna leave on this business. Niggas don't give it up like he did.
Yeah, I mean,
don't do that shit like that.
I remember having conversations with people about Slay's death that were the same people coming to me saying, "Give me 5,000, I can get this DJ to play your shit." You know what I'm saying? And it just hit different. It hit real different. Listen, for everybody that loves that, we got the joint that we playing on the beginning. So special. For everybody that loves that we put the music on the beginning of the shit, please continue to play the music, stream the music, because I'll be honest with you. We built this platform and, we talk about music all day long. If I'm gonna put my music any place, it's gonna be here with the people that know me and the people who appreciate me. Right. So for all the haters that be in the comments saying that shouldn't be there, fuck you niggas. Yeah, go pay $5,000 to fucking DJ to get a spin like 3 times a week. Fuck you. We gonna keep this shit over here. We gonna keep this shit going.
Yeah, MECC gonna be on the remix that's so special.
Facts. Yeah. MECC got bars, y'all. MECC got bars.
I'm gonna be beatboxing.
All his songs is dissing rappers.
I'm gonna beatbox the whole time.
Don't have me tell the story. Don't have me tell the story.
Tell the story. Oh, tell the story.
So I'm working at the source.
Right.
Come on.
You was working. Wait. Don't go. No. Tell her anyway. Tell her anyway.
Come on, man.
Fellas, come sit down. But you can't talk. But you can come sit down.
And they
just Rich Nice.
Hold that thought.
Just let him post up.
Yeah.
Hold that thought.
No, get this story out, man.
No, you can't.
Get this story out, man. Peace. Cameras is rolling. Salute.
Hi.
Yo, I promise you I said your name 30 minutes ago.
I know, I have that. I do that to people.
Yo, your name I just said a while ago.
Somebody told me your rap name.
Chill.
Someone told me your rap
Somebody
name.
about to sing his record.
Somebody told me your rap name.
Hold on, back to it.
No. We ain't gonna distract this shit. We ain't gonna distract this shit.
Let's go, Kip.
That was a nice try.
Make sure your phones is
a
on
nice
vibrate.
try.
Everybody's phones on
MECC
vibrate.
don't want me to tell the story.
No, tell the story.
Nah, you gotta tell this story.
I'm working at the source.
I don't need you to tell the story.
And my customer service
She's still gonna tell the story.
representative by the name of MECC used to come to my office and drop off the magazines. Very quiet, did his job, very, very good kid.
Right.
Didn't know nothing about MECC.
Right.
Nothing. They asked me to judge a rap battle, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was Detroit versus New York.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I'm like, okay, yeah. So I go to judge this rap battle, right? And I get up there. I'm on the, I forgot who the other judges were, and who is on the side of New York? MECC. Annihilated everybody. Did I tell you?
What was his name?
Yo, MECC.
His name was MECC.
It was like MECC something.
I looked on stage. I was like, is that my customer service
MECC
representative?
got balls?
MECC got balls.
MECC got balls?
Hold on. Let's find the footage.
You found it?
I think I sent it to you.
Sorry,
that
MECC.
wasn't one of them? I sent you some
Did you
footage
see it?
of you rapping.
No, that wasn't that.
That wasn't that one?
That wasn't.
You gotta.
That was the
talking about
clean face MECC.
Oh,
DVD.
It was a DVD.
New
It was
York
a
versus
DVD.
Detroit.
New York versus Detroit.
hold
Is MECC on there?
on.
Put that on the big screen.
That's the Summer Jam screen?
Ended up losing.
You lost, but you went all the way.
I lost at the end.
Yeah.
Versus Quest McCody.
He was there too.
Wait.
Did you lose to Quest?
No, I didn't lose to.
This was all in one day, though?
Yeah.
Oh, you battled everybody.
He battled everyone.
It was New York versus Detroit. They went man for man. The New York team got wiped out with the exception of me. So then I had to battle.
That's right, MECC. Big Aries, nigga.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, MECC.
Renegade is quietly Mickey Facts.
I know.
Most people don't.
This nigga teeth so yellow that every time he smile, he yield traffic. Let's hold up. Hey, dog, the grill so yellow, I could have sworn you had on gold fronts.
That don't look like the same one.
That ain't MECC. That's
not me.
Where's MECC?
No, I'm
Renegade.
saying that was that the same battle? Oh, I don't remember nothing.
Hold on.
What's this, Young 8 Mile?
Pack FM. Mo Dirty. Wow, I know all these guys. That's great.
Yo, I'm the illest nigga y'all ever gonna see in 2 feet. He needs a new rhyme.
He needs a new rhyme. He needs some new teeth.
Detroit, what?
Where's MECC at, man?
We got finale.
Oh, was that it?
No, my name is not AL.
Is that the same battle, MECC?
I'm not helping.
Yeah, he said I'm not helping. You know, this.
You know this shit old. Them little thin ass headbands.
Nigga, the orange.
Oh.
Here we go.
Baby, Purple Gang, I hear Shady in this bitch.
You said Purple Gang? His name Killer?
I didn't.
Hey, yo. Give me the loop like Notorious Big. Or get your truck trumped up with bullets like Notorious did. When I spit my lyrics to roast ya, I pull out toasters and name of that you like the True Composter. I leave this whack nigga twisted like his dreads when I'm spitting off the head, leave this motherfucker dead.
Next thing in the chair.
Yeah, man.
Just like he is now.
I'm not impressed.
Just like he is now.
Unbothered.
Right here, I know
unbald
this
his
nigga
neck.
mama a hoe. Everybody take a look at his lips. If he ate a bitch pussy, he'll swallow her hips. Wait a minute. Nigga turning his tongue left and right. Watch how he sway. And this motherfucker looking like Sway with no tech. I leave him wet.
He said you look like Sway?
Sway with no tech.
I give you a tech for a motherfucker.
Get that nigga, MECC. MECC got on the 5X. He about to kill that nigga. Get that nigga,
All
MECC.
right to death. That was I to death.
You all right to death.
Check this out, y'all. I'm supposed to be scared. Little 8 Mile extra. Think you got a career. Holmes, you got me fucked up and confused. Let me explain something to you real quick for you lose. I don't brag about Keyz. I don't brag about blocks. I brag about the way your girl bragged about my cop. I brag about the way she ran it down the heads on the block. Now your sister want to brag. You got to stand there and watch. What the fuck? Who the fuck you think you talking to? Said I'm walking around you and they're on top of you. You a straight whack, Lord. The chance of you beating me is the same as you hitting the backboard. Come back when you are. Matter of fact, come when you get some height. Don't question my dress. Get the fuck out of here. This is MECC, not Les. Call me Wyclef Cool. Doug Molly's dead. Here's something for you. Bob Marley is resting, he's dead. Both of y'all know. I write better rhymes than you without my dreads. And I fucked
You
up the line and
freestyling
it don't
though, bro.
matter what I said.
So that's
as soon
why
as
it's
you
cool.
can see to the height, do that. And after that, come back, you might not be all right.
Mecca have
Yo, Mec,
cocktail pages
you
on
should have
there.
slapped that nigga for snatching the mic from you, bro.
Smack that
Absolutely awful.
Look, he flexing. Look.
Nah, I respect it because Mec is freestyling. Dude shit was actually written.
Nigga Mac said, I know something about
That's
you.
you.
I spit a racial slur, Hoki sue me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, terrible. Terrible. Absolutely awful.
Clean face
Hold
Mec.
Absolutely awful.
Let me save that. I'm gonna watch the
that was
whole
a
thing.
good one.
Absolutely
I'm gonna watch
Thanks,
the whole
Kim.
thing.
Thanks,
Shout out to
Sorry.
Math.
Thanks.
Math pulled that up immediately. I ain't never seen him.
Thank you so much, Kim. Appreciate
Five
it.
Scott.
sorry.
Shout out to Quest for Cody.
Yo.
That wasn't the last verse. You didn't put the last one.
The last verse was crazy.
No, I don't remember.
Kim.
So, I don't remember. I was looking for myself. I couldn't find myself.
On the spot.
God awful back then.
Yo.
Well, not god awful.
He said back then.
Nah,
so
I was
it
about to
is
say,
now.
I want to hear,
It's
let's hear
respected
something.
because it was off the top. Pause. That shit was freestyle.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh man, said
Now, if that was written,
that shit
I'd have
was
been like, yo,
alright to
Mec, that
death.
shit was crazy.
You all right to death. You all right to death.
Mecca, your leisure.
Wow,
Do you still write battle bars?
2005. That's crazy.
2005.
That's
You
still
20
write
years
battle
ago.
bars
That's
in your
almost 20
leisure?
years ago.
Damn, that's crazy. I was punching niggas in the face back
Wow.
Yes.
I'm on hiatus.
For how long? The Mecca will go.
How long is a
Mec told me
hiatus?
When
about
are you
the
coming
Keyz,
back to
bro.
the game? Like
He's doing that.
when are you coming back?
I'm having, this is gonna sound wild, but I'm having more satisfaction trying to help people not make the mistakes I made.
That's dope.
It's a much better thing. I can go after my own glory whenever I want, but I'm doing everything that I want to do. I did everything I wanted to do.
Right.
I wanted to tour with a group, I did that. I wanted to perform at this, I did that. Like I did all that shit. But right now I get a lot of satisfaction trying to help people avoid every fucking mistake I made. I made a lot. I made all the mistakes. All of them. I did everything wrong. Everything you can do wrong to fuck up a career, I did it. Twice. 3 times. Spun the block. Did it again. Fuck it. Saturday, let's do it again. Like I fucked up every way you can. My attitude, my the way I talk to people, the way I handle business, the business I allowed myself to be involved in, the way my whole function.
All of that molded you.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it, but I'm telling you, like, I really fucked up. So when you hear me hating or critiquing, it's because I did the exact same thing.
He's
you
really
did right
talking
now.
about himself.
I'm trying to help.
There's artists that will just blow it.
If you
like me,
if you want to avoid it, or you can. But young man, trust me, I've seen exactly where you're going. I've seen how that movie ends. The black guy dies first.
These little niggas don't give a fuck, bro. They be trying to get on overnight.
But that's not the ones you try to help.
That's most of them now.
But that's not the ones I try to help. I don't get them. That's not the ones I try to help. I try to help people who want to be here for a long time. Like if you want a career. I've also seen the people who did it right. I watched those careers flourish. Interviewed Kendrick Lamar when he didn't have a hair on his face. J. Cole, same thing. No dreads, no nothing. I watched these dudes. I watched the steps that they took. And they all have something in common. Kim's seen it. There's a blueprint. It doesn't, one size doesn't fit all, but there are certain things everybody has to do. A very specific, we got experts in the house. He'll tell you. There's very specific things you have to do. And if you can avoid unnecessary issues, self-inflicted issues, you got a better shot. That's my whole thing there.
I don't know. I say inflict all of them, my nigga. Just,
Well, you rapped
just get
for
all
New
of them.
York.
Fuck it.
You rapped for New York against Detroit. But then he went and opened up for Royce.
That's like Nas signing to Jay-Z.
Is this the part where
I'm just playing back.
No, hold on. Is this the part where I actually? Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, I opened up for Royce when he was performing in the group that I helped create.
Ooh.
Ooh, shots fired, woman down.
Ooh, take that, Joe Budden.
Take that. You know the story.
I do.
he helped create. I introduced them to each other. So if it
Right.
wasn't for me, they would never been together.
Oh, one up.
One up you.
I gave him all.
Yo, y'all need
Okay, so since we on this topic,
And I have a whole lot of footage at the house.
recently,
For sale.
Same here. Not for sale. We'll sell it.
If you want to buy it.
recently, my good buddy Joe Budden said he has a better mixtape catalog than Lil Wayne.
Oh, no.
Who agrees?
Joe Budden's wild.
I like
No.
Joe Budden,
Before you might wanna think about that.
Nah, he was going crazy on them Clue tapes.
Clue tapes, mood music,
Fab,
Yeah.
Kane.
You know, Drake might have made the joke, nobody wants to hear mood music 27, but mood music was a vibe for a minute.
People weren't doing emotional-based raps before Joe.
Yeah.
Which is Drake's whole MO.
Emo,
Putting your
yeah.
feelings on
Yeah.
that was Joe early. 10
Right.
minutes alone. That was his whole thing.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well,
Remember that record?
That was the last track on his first
I
album.
wouldn't say his catalog better than Lil Wayne's though.
But
Mixtapes?
Mixtape.
No.
The Carters are all mixtapes, right?
Right? No
yeah,
ceilings.
the Carters. What? No, the Carters turned into albums.
The Carter's albums, Dedication,
Fahrenheit, 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
No ceilings, right?
No ceilings.
Right.
I mean, but what was the point of the argument? I mean, just to say that he thought his was better.
I think that
Hip hop always got.
I think they
always got my whole catalog is better than yours.
for every artist, you're always gonna feel like, okay, this may have been overlooked. Like it is true,
right? Because
Joe was that first.
He was overlooked.
First Drake.
He was overlooked. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Content-wise.
Content-wise, the records might have
time.
moved the same. He might not have had the same support, but
Definitely
he was the
didn't
guy
have the
that
same
was
support.
He
spending
didn't
a lot of
have
time.
the same impact.
His relationships were very public.
Because he didn't have the same support.
Right. So,
I mean, it was a different time.
But first,
you
don't
know what?
mean-
I could look at Big Daddy Kane and Jay-Z and say the same argument.
First don't mean the best.
You know what I'm saying?
Better.
No,
Right.
that's
But
true.
To Mav's point, when you overlook certain, like if you overlook a founder,
But at that time, Joe Budden was he was a part of people where people was listening to. So it wasn't like he was super underground where he was overlooked.
no, but we can't compare the level of promotion Drake got. I mean, Wayne got for his shit versus the level of promo that Joe received for his shit.
Well, I don't think it's a mixtape thing. I think it's a songwriting.
He did say
it's a
catalog.
songwriting
So,
thing.
but I brought that up because he's talking about impact.
Right. But
Impact
I'm saying
is
when you have
market.
the impact, right, like the thing that takes Drake and Wayne kind of in a different direction is that they were writing just better songs, right? So bar for bar,
I think it was marketing.
I think
bar for bar, I'll give Joe that.
Bar for bar?
Probably, well, let me not say that.
I would say content.
But
I would
content,
go
okay,
content
content.
because
But when
bar
you
for
start-
bar, Wayne was smoking
Right,
everything.
Wayne was nice.
Everybody.
So I wouldn't say
Everything.
that. But when you start getting into the songwriting, that's different.
Wayne don't write though.
No,
Right.
whether he
He right,
freestyled
right,
it.
right.
Yeah, it's
Songs,
just
he's
creating
writing
songs.
songs.
Right.
Drake,
Songs.
Wayne, like those are compositions.
You know what I get from this? The question is not as easy to answer as you might think. It's a little closer than you might think. It sounds like a wash off the rip, but connoisseurs who are sitting back who really know, it's not.
It's not that far.
As soon
off.
as you say it, you go, wait,
I will say the one thing I will give Wayne is a lot of his mixtapes included remixes of hit records that were already out.
That's true.
And he was smoking those. No
And
matter
Wayne-
whose shit it was, he was
I missed
smoking.
that.
Wayne
He
delivered
was
different
wild.
flows on his music too,
He was wild.
where Joe Budden was basically in this one lane, this one pocket.
No, I
Wayne
can't say that.
Wayne gave you different styles,
Well,
bro.
yeah, no, but that's not to say that Joe was only in one pocket.
He wasn't
Wayne
as
was in a
versatile.
gang. Okay,
He
but
wasn't as
that
versatile
doesn't
as
mean
Wayne.
that he was only in. You okay?
Yeah, I give that to Wayne. I give that to Wayne.
Yeah,
His
yeah,
flow,
yeah.
he definitely was able to switch up his flow.
He was all over the place.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The chilling in my Beamer. What's that? The Swiss Beats joint?
Oh yeah, he went crazy.
Oh,
Sitting in
yo,
my
oh my
face.
He
God.
went
Yeah,
crazy.
Oh my God.
He went crazy.
And he was going crazy and all that. Like everything he did back then, That was what I got, little mama. Where you went off on the Jay-Z shit.
Oh yeah, he went crazy.
So what part of Joe Budden catalog was better than Wayne?
Extra.
I think Joe should stop making this fucking argument of how good his music was.
I think
he's not rapping
want people to dig.
bro. Like,
you want people to dig.
I mean, if you want them to dig, that's cool. That's cool.
Probably.
That's cool.
I would rather Joe Budden.
Because he just got his record.
But here's my issue with that. Okay,
Pump It Up.
Okay, so now people go back and they're like, "Oh shit, we slept on Joe. This shit was fire. Yo, when you dropping the next tape? Never.
No.
Never. So what's the fucking point? What's the point? You dig what I'm saying? Like, come on, Joe. Like, cut it out.
Did
bro.
Ransom drop any projects back then?
Yeah, Ransom was definitely.
They were saying Ransom was better than Buttons.
But shout out to Ransom. We ran into Ransom.
We just seen him, right?
Yeah.
It's my guy.
But everybody has their favorites.
I mean, music is subjective anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everybody has
their
their favorites. But when we speak objectively on the art itself, there are certain things. There are certain boxes that are checked. Who says that will determine who's better than who?
Yeah.
Right. It just is. You can like something more. That doesn't mean that this thing is better. The thing that you like more is better than this other thing. That's just not a thing.
Going off, man.
And Wayne to his
off,
point, Wayne at that time was
smoking everything.
Smoking everything. I will say this. I called Joe about getting a verse. I've got verses from people who sold millions of records. And he told me it wasn't that he wasn't rapping no more. He just wants $250,000 for it.
And he wanted $250 from you.
Yeah. So, I haven't spoken to him since.
Wait, this was in 2024?
No, this was, what was it, last year?
Oh, 2023.
It's still relevant.
He wanted what?
Yeah, $250,000 for
$250,000.
It was basically him saying no.
No,
I'm not
yeah.
rapping.
Who's
You know what I mean?
giving Joe Budden $250,000 for a verse?
Somebody who's got that.
Who's giving anybody $250,000 for a verse?
I see it's possible.
I don't buy that.
Well, maybe the guy that bought the Wu-Tang album.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I'm saying?
He spent
Like,
millions on that.
There you go.
but it's a gamble. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So that you felt that was his way of telling you no without being disrespectful in a way, I guess.
Well, I might have some unreleased Joe Budden in the computer.
Take that.
She said $250.
I got it on discount.
This will be Kim's last episode. This will be Kim's last
Sorry,
episode.
Joe.
You got niggas out here that's paying that, and them records ain't getting cleared neither.
Well, then there's that.
That's bad. That's bad.
Because they're paying for the look. You know what I mean? But they're not really thinking it out.
No video, no promo behind it.
You didn't
just
include
got a
that.
record with
Bro,
them, and they might not get
You
cleared.
didn't include that in the price. You didn't put that in your papers.
At the
You should have
height-
put that in your papers.
At the height of Rick Ross's career, I knew a couple artists that had verses from him, had songs with him,
Mm-hmm.
and they put them shits out and they went nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you really got to be careful with this verse shit. Like, figure it out.
It needs to be more than that, but you need to put everything you want down on paper. Most people just stop with the verse. I just want a 16 from you, and you pay him for the 16.
Mm-hmm.
But now you got to promote it, and he's quiet. Or now you got to promote it, and he's doing something else. Or now you got to promote it, but he's not coming to shoot the video.
Mm-hmm.
Now the video is an extra 75. The video is an extra 50. Video's extra 30. You want me to do what on my Instagram?
Right.
I got 10 million followers. That's going to cost you another whatever this number is.
Well, Mec, in your opinion, how much is a Joe Budden verse worth
That's a great question.
right now?
Depends on what you want for it. Depends on what you want to do with it. Homeboy thought an unreleased Wu-Tang album that no one else would ever hear in life was worth millions.
That he's not from the culture. We not even going.
But that's not the point. See, and that's the thing. Culture won't always determine the price. Culture doesn't always determine the value. You can determine the price, but somebody else got to determine the value.
So how can he determine the price when he don't know what
because this is what he said his value is. Now if he gets that, then it is. It's true. But if he doesn't get it, then it's not.
But it's added value to yourself to have a Wu-Tang project that no one else has.
That's the argument. If a tree falls in the forest, no one's around to hear it, doesn't make a sound.
Yeah.
Like, I got this thing, no one's ever heard it before in life. Am I is it worth anything? Like, is it worth it that people
kinda
just
dope.
know I have it?
That's dope.
That's like comic books. And shit
I mean,
like that.
you out in the club like, yo, you want to hear this Wu-Tang album? My guy? Everybody come to the crib.
No, you want to know
Wu-Tang,
this?
sure.
People do it for status. It's no different than the rapper saying, I got the only 50
one-on-one.
million
Bragging
dollars.
rights.
One-on-one. It's all for status. It's all
Right.
status.
Why do we determine that this is worth this? That watch is worth this. You'll never wear it. You're not gonna loan it to me. I'll never see that watch, but it's worth this. It's a one of one. Okay, it's one of one. So you never made it again. Maybe it was a mistake. Maybe you made it was a mistake, and that's why it's a one on one. You got an off brand T-shirt.
Damn, I fucked up the dial on this one.
It's fucked up.
Give this to a
But
rapper.
if Banksy can put a picture in a gallery, and then as soon as it's sold, she hits a button and it runs through a shredder. Right in front of everybody. The painting just ran through a shredder. The frame was actually a shredder and it ran through a shredder. How much is it worth now? Somebody still thought that piece of art was still worth that because it was destroyed by the artists themselves and they have all the pieces and they have the frame and it's crazy.
You know, people are crazy.
And
determine the
this is
value.
where you have to remember that the word fan is short for fanatic. And only a fanatic would appreciate some stupid shit like that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Set your price.
Right.
Set your price. If somebody pays it, Nipsey charged $1,000 for a mixtape.
So it's
that sounded crazy at the time until a bunch of motherfuckers brought them.
Until Jay-Z bought 10 of them. No, was it 10?
Or 100, I think, or something like that, right?
He brought a bunch. Whatever it was, he brought more than one.
Yeah.
And he waited for the price to go up to go do it. And now what are we saying? Before he did that, if somebody would have told me a mixtape is $1,000, I looked at you like you were crazy.
Why? Why?
Because that wasn't the market for a mixtape. That wasn't the market price for a mixtape.
No one has ever done that.
That just wasn't. Not that no one's ever done it. The value was set here.
Right.
And he determined that his value was this.
And then
it was like 1,000, right?
No, but
it was a G. I think he started at help me. He started at 100, and I think he took it to a band, right? He's charging a full band.
How many Jay bought? Jay bought a few of them, right?
Well, 10, I believe.
But the thing is that there's a lot of factors that go into it. Being that Jay-Z bought this item,
he upped the value.
He upped the value.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, how much is the Reasonable Doubt?
I knew you was gonna bring that up.
Because when you were talking about how much is this worth, how much is a button verse worth, right? Like Jay-Z, arguably the biggest rapper, right? His stuff, one of his classic albums is available.
His first album. The album that you take your whole life writing.
Why is nobody buying it?
And I think it's just too much mud in the water.
How much is it going
is it because he's alive?
No.
How much is it going for?
Honestly,
that's not.
Is it because he's alive?
No, I honestly believe it's because the person selling it is not in good standings with an artist. So if you're a true fan of Jay-Z and you really want to be associated with him or have some sort of ownership of his project, that would not be the way to get it.
That's what it is. It's too much mud in the
Would
water.
you pay $250,000?
Because I feel like if you're the guy that buys it from Dame and then you see Jay-Z and you're like, Jay-Z, I'm the guy that got the security is rushing you out and throwing you on your face. Like,
but if you're Drake or Lil Wayne,
yeah, security's still rushing you out.
And you didn't get picked
unless you walk up to him and gift it to him.
Yeah, like this is yours. I wanted to return.
You should have this.
Yeah. Right.
I made here. You should have this. Okay, now what's that worth? What's that worth?
What's that worth?
What's that worth? Jay takes his shit back, looks at you as the person who paid for it, and oh shit, did you really just gift me my shit back? My first fucking album?
I don't know.
What's that worth?
Because Jay-Z is like, you know, I could have just bought it myself.
That's what I'm saying. Why
the whole goal was for this nigga not to be able to sell it.
So it might be worth zero, or it might actually cost you because now Jay's pissed at you. See what I'm saying?
Right.
What's it worth?
But to a fanatic, it would mean a lot. I own this piece for 7 years.
No, but if you are a Jay-Z fanatic, you don't want to get it that way.
Right.
You don't want to get it through the person that he's obviously not in good standings with. You know what I'm saying?
I think a fanatic would, a supporter would not.
Yeah, but you know how much money you can make off of that?
Then there's that.
How much?
Then
You
there's
can
that.
license
much is
that
it?
music. You buy it.
But then you have
just,
to license. You have to. Okay, all right. So who are you gonna go to that's gonna be like, yeah, I want to piss off Jay-Z?
Oh no, there are plenty of companies who may decide that they want to run that song on a commercial or something, like a specific song.
Yeah, I want to piss off Jay-Z. I definitely want to piss off Jay-Z.
But do Jay-Z have to authorize that?
Not if you.
Oh wait, if he owns. Does he own
Yeah,
some of it?
he owns some
He don't
of it.
own
so
100%.
he shut it down.
So technically, you can't do shit with it.
Really
okay, I thought this whole time.
Technically, you can't do shit with it
Yeah.
besides saying, I have this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But what's that worth to you? The dude we're talking about, the farmer bro who brought the Wu-Tang album, the same thing.
No, he has that for life, though.
Yeah, but he just has it,
Right?
Like, he
I
just
mean,
has it.
like if Ghostface, I want to hear my verse on it. He has to go to this guy.
But he was saying, he regrets spending the money though.
He did say that,
Yeah,
right?
he regrets
And after
spending
this
the money.
episode, he's gonna regret it again.
But at the time he was buying it, value is determined not, you can determine your price, but you can't always determine your value. Somebody else, Basquiat was doing those paintings and murals all over the city.
Yep.
It was just noise. It was just a mess. It was.
We
But when he passed, and as he began to rise through the ranks, and then he passes, those same little squat. I went to a whole museum loaded with this dude's shit on the side of like a little like pieces of concrete with his shit on the side of it. Notebooks, little scribbles, big ass, huge pieces that hung in Studio 54, all levels. But now that he's gone, Jay-Z is bragging about having those in his house.
Because they can't be remade.
Value.
It's a limited edition now.
Value. Ask how much he was charging for it when he was alive. Now, if he'd have said, yo, I want $1,000 back in the 80s, because when I'm gone, this is going to be worth millions, you might look at him like he's nuts.
Right.
So how much would the Joe Budden verse be worth if he was
for someone who's a
Where's this conversation
I'm just saying.
going?
I'm just asking. I don't know.
Of course, Mecca got the answer.
No, I think this through. Think this through. I'm Joe Budden. I'm this guy in media with a past in rap, very successful past in rap. I tell you I'm never rapping again. And then I make an EP. 4 or 5 records, EP, cover art, the whole shit. Never gonna play it, never gonna give it to any DJ. I'm gonna sell this to my fans.
You're Matt Hoffa. Oh shit.
If I told you,
I'm putting shit out. Don't worry about it. I'm put it out.
Yeah, all right. No, you are Matt Hoffa.
You are Matt.
Told on yourself too. Said the quiet part out loud. If I'm Joe and I do that and I put together like this thing and I say I'm never rapping again. This is it. Like this is it. It's the last time you ever gonna hear my verses ever. And I took a year each to make each song, and it's 7 songs. It's a 7-year project. I'm never gonna touch it. And boom. What would you be willing to pay for that? What would someone be willing to pay for that if they knew this was, if to him Joe Budden was Basquiat, and they were that much of a fan of his?
I mean, it's priceless to the person who believes that the value is through the roof.
And it's junk to somebody who's not.
Yeah, somebody else might listen to it and be like, "You took a year to make this."
So DDG isn't gonna buy it.
We're never going to hear your music.
Oh no, you will. You will.
Okay.
You will. Yo,
But if I told somebody, okay, there's another scenario for you. I haven't recorded anything on any level in almost a decade, maybe more. Probably more. Definitely more.
But there's engineers out there that got the files, though.
Surely. I know exactly who they are. But if I told you, okay, here's an EP. I'm never my first EP back in whatever amount of years, whatever up 10 years, my first EP back. And I'm only making 1. What's up? Yeah. And then put it out there and see who wants to do what.
The opposite happens with artists when they claim they go retire and it's their last album.
But it's the same principle. It makes it more valuable because it's rare.
Yeah.
Right.
But somebody has to determine the value.
Something just hit me in the head. Like, why isn't there an MEO playlist?
Because you haven't made one.
Mecca, what do you
How did
hear
it become
for?
Mecca?
What the fuck? Like,
Math Hoffa's
all
my
right,
expert opinion.
So MEO playlist coming soon. Why haven't we done this? That's crazy.
But you'll spend $250 for a Budden verse?
It doesn't have the same kind of value for me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But the music that Joe has, I appreciate. Wow. Oh, that's a phone. That's a phone. I thought he was holding on.
That's what I saw. I was like, wait a minute.
You never know with these little men.
Welcome to New York City.
You heard?
You know what? They all got book bags. They're all coming from school. I'm not mad.
Yep.
Spaz out.
Spaz out. Have fun.
They all coming from
Have
school.
fun.
Fuck it. They got uniforms on.
Right.
They coming from school. Could be worse.
Don't have your parents catch you out there. That's it.
I'd rather that. I'd rather that.
All right.
Versus the alternative.
So, yeah, according to how you feel about things, the value could go up, the value could go down. Shout out to the fans who do place value on the things that we do. Shout out to the fans who place extreme value on the things that we do. Shout out to the members. Shout out to everyone who chimes in, everyone who hits the like automatically, whether they watch the video or not. Shout out to all you guys, because without you guys, we have no culture. Okay, Ray J. And I'm not trying to laugh. He was making a point about people laughing at things that's not funny. Ray J, I think it was his show. He has a show.
He has a new show. Yeah.
New show.
Yeah.
Where he's talking about
asses?
people stealing the moon. You know what I'm saying? People stealing moons off people.
Making fun of baby oil.
Yeah, he's not making fun of it. He's just saying
He's not
funny.
making fun of it. He's saying people's making fun of it.
Yeah, I mean, in reality, it's not funny, right? The things that we're seeing, people putting up clippings of stories like certain R&B celebrities that we love, you know, their ass bleeding and reports that they were, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit is getting the egg story, Suge Knight and it. Bro, what is going on? Like, what's happening, son? What's happening? I feel like we're just in a space where anyone could say anything and it's going to fly.
And they know that. That's why they say it.
And we're not even talking about the real issues like the Nazis having a secret base in Antarctica or us all living in a simulation. If we really want to get into conspiracies, we could get into some real conspiracy shit, but it just seems like anything that anyone says about Diddy right now is flying. Luckily, one thing was thwarted. When I say luckily, I mean misinformation should not be spread. It should not be spread. There was a book that they claimed was Kim Porter's memoirs and was being released. And on Amazon, it was what?
There was a book on Amazon that was
Number
written.
one.
Right. It went to
number one in pre-sales.
Right.
Number one in pre-sales. And they figured out that the writer, not only did he, my man Jamal T. Millwood was actually a white boy named, what was his name?
Something Todd.
Todd.
Right? Chris Todd or something
can we
like that.
pull it up? Let's be accurate on Todd.
Let's be accurate.
Todd, you tried it, nigga. You tried it.
Especially using the name like
Jamal.
We don't know you.
Let me think about a black name, Jamal.
He said the T stood for Tupac.
Oh my God.
You got to say you tried it in white people. You got another thing coming, buddy.
You thought you was going to get away with that. You thought you was going to get away with that.
Thought you was going to pull the old scoop-a-doo.
Let's get his full name.
Old rope-a-dope.
So the writer's name is Todd Christopher Guzzi.
Guzzi?
Guzzi.
That's
Hey.
Listen here, Guzzi.
Or Goozy?
Guzzi.
It doesn't get better.
It still sounds
He gonna say goose.
creepy.
Maybe.
He gonna say goose.
Gully, who knows?
Right. So he wrote the book, Kim's Last Words. A Journey for... Kim's Lost Words.
Kim's Lost Words.
A Journey for Justice from the other side.
Right.
And then got on an interview and made a very disrespectful comment when he said, they asked him a question. I don't know if you guys saw this interview. And he was like, I don't know, get your Ouija board out and ask her. It was just wild disrespectful.
Wow.
Yo, can y'all please remember that this woman was somebody's mother?
Right.
A lot of people's
crazy.
mother. She has children that are really out here and they gotta read this shit. Like, can y'all have some fucking respect, some dignity, some class? Where's the class? What the fuck? This is like open hand smack in the mouth style shit. Like somebody's mother?
Yeah. Well, I
That's
mean, I
somebody's
think it was so flagrant that, you know, we haven't really heard her kids speak about it. And her son Quincy put out a statement. And he put out a statement and said that their mother, that this was a fabrication, and their mother, I'm paraphrasing, that their mother didn't write a book, because his claim was that someone gave him a hard drive.
This is what Jamal Tupac
Jamal
was saying.
Tupac
This is
said
what Jamal
that
Tupac was saying.
somebody gave him a hard drive. He wouldn't name the sources or who those people were.
A music executive, correct?
Music executives is what he said.
Slipped him a hard drive, said, yo, this is Kim's book, and you know, he switched his name to Jamal Tupac, whatever, and he was trying to get this book out. Fortunately, it's been discredited.
And taken off of Amazon.
And it was taken off of Amazon. Bro.
Good trying to cash out.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's twisted.
My thing is that why wouldn't they just sue him if it's untrue?
Well, at this point, he probably ain't got no money.
He probably ain't got no bread.
I wonder if it has something to do with propaganda being legal in this country.
I mean, I don't know. I think that if somebody put out statements about my mother that's untrue, that there should be some type of legal
we
liability.
watch presidential candidates do that
Cease
shit
and desist.
for months straight.
The game ain't over yet. Just
Right.
because they're not doing it now doesn't mean they won't do it.
Right. And I mean, Amazon did take the book off.
Right. So
there's
it's
no
not like people got
profits
to
now.
read it.
I'm not holding Amazon account. They took the book off that Kyrie posted about the Hebrews. I'm not going by Amazon.
movie.
But I'm saying that they would need to sue and show that he profited off of it, I think, right?
Do you think he profited?
Well, I don't.
Before they even
if
took
it's a
it off?
bestseller.
No.
If it went to number one,
the pre-sales.
That was pre-sales. You have to return that back.
They can return all the money.
He never actually had the bread in his hand, and it all just went back.
Oh, so they caught him before they even got the books out.
I think
and there were
Amazon could probably
allegations.
sue him.
Yeah, there were allegations in the book that, you know, there was domestic violence between her and Puff. There were also things said. Even I'll Be Sure made comments, right? Because he also said that the stuff in the book wasn't true, and we won't say what they said.
Yeah, he told me he signed the NDA.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not his story to tell, man.
Right.
The publishing house should sue. Turn it over false, like completely made up book.
If there is a publishing house, because you can publish your own book on Amazon.
That's true.
So if Amazon had to print at least one copy, they should get their money back from that guy.
And then some.
You know?
And then some.
I'm
That's
still
credibility.
stuck on Jamal. Like
Jamal Tupac.
I can't.
Jamal
Let me just think of a black name.
Just
J-
for
a
him
black
to
name.
like,
Jamal.
Yeah.
Todd Guzzi. Todd Guzzi, what is wrong with you, bro? Like, come on. This cash grab is
black since Draymond Green.
This cash grab is getting crazy. Recently, someone else was exposed for falsifying this story and trying to get their boyfriend to corroborate with him. What's this chick's name?
What's her name?
Talia Graves.
Talia Graves. Talia Graves, they caught a text message from her to her boyfriend saying, corroborate my story against Diddy and you know,
get a pay.
We can make 7 figures or whatever.
And this is
That's
TMZ.
foul.
Wait, let's be clear. This is TMZ that reported there were these text messages,
Yeah,
right? Because I didn't read the text messages,
That's
but I
fact.
know
Right.
I know her attorney filed a lawsuit on her behalf, right? But that's a tactic also, right? When people are sued and you come out and you know, no, that's not true. Look, extortion. She was trying to bribe, or she was trying. There's a lot of cases that have come out where the other party makes that claim. So it's like, you know, it's their word against. I don't know who furnished the stuff to TMZ.
What they do is that they make the real victims not credible.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That is the problem.
That's the problem.
And that's a huge problem.
And there's no accountability when people come out and lie like that.
Well, you can make them pay for it, but it costs money. Like if you chased everybody who told a lie on you.
No, I mean they should be criminally charged.
Yes, I do believe that. If you make an accusation on someone, if you put out any type of damaging information, like, and we're gonna get to the Jaguar right there. Whatever consequences that person would have faced, you should have to face.
In that libel?
Libel is written.
And that's more civil. That's more civil. There's need to be a criminal aspect
slander.
to it.
I don't think you can do that because you get into First Amendment.
No, I don't think that you can't do it, but there should be a criminal aspect to it.
You get into First Amendment territory. People are allowed to say whatever it is.
No, that's untrue. You are not allowed to run into a movie theater and scream fire and there's no fire.
Right, and you can't get on a plane and scream bomb and there's no bomb.
You just have to pay for what happens after.
And that's...
But you can't, the problem is criminalizing free speech is when you start getting...
Speech is not free.
It's when those waters start getting muddy is what I'm saying.
I say, okay, if you're accusing someone of a crime, because, you know, people get convicted by public perception nowadays.
Sure.
If you accuse someone of a crime publicly, you should have to do whatever fucking time that person would have to do if they were convicted of it.
I can't be mad at that.
I'm all for that.
False
You can
charges.
sue them civilly for that, right?
These motherfuckers is broke, man.
Yeah,
they broke. They ain't rich niggas doing this shit. It's not. It's broke niggas just sitting around. What can I say? What can I say? What can I say? Oh yeah, I got it now.
We're in the middle. We're in the middle of a media circus right now. We're in the middle of a media circus. Like we all chase. Everybody's buying their popcorn. Everybody's trying to drag people down.
It's a joke.
Right. It's like you can go viral and actually make money off of saying crazy things. We see Jamal T. Millwood, right? He was trying to make money, but even building yourself up as a brand, being a spokesperson, going on Piers Morgan, like you get paid the more famous that you get. Now you're getting income from basically
tearing
talking
people down.
And
and you
so
know
it's
what?
it's a business thing, but like there's no fact checking. I think a lot of it falls on the media and people in media who are not qualified to be in media. They're just putting things out. They're regurgitating things because it's not just the stuff that we see on YouTube. It goes from being on YouTube to being on TMZ to being on, you know, Baller Alert, Shade Room, right? And there's a lot of people just aggregating content and information and repeating what they're reading. Just because you read something that someone published online, we all know how easy it is to publish something online, whether it's YouTube or the written word. You still have to do your due diligence as a journalist to go back and fact check.
Right.
Yeah, no,
you need to call people like nobody's doing that.
Nobody cares.
Putting it out.
They put it out because you know that the AdSense. They, you know what I'm saying. That's what they check. They trying to get that check. That's what they check.
Yeah, it's money.
All right, so let's just run back over this thing one more time. I'm on Complex right now. It says Diddy case. Accusers ex-boyfriend claims she tried to pay him $3 million for support amid assault lawsuit.
Oh hell.
Okay, hold on.
You don't even know if he's telling the truth.
We don't even know who this ex-boyfriend is.
You don't even know if he's telling the truth.
So again, who's the ex-boyfriend? He's making a claim.
How did they break up? Now I need to know how the relationship is.
Right. Who does he work for?
Right.
Where's the text message?
Where's the text message?
Yeah, where's the text message?
Make sure that was her number. Make sure that was her number.
This is what I'm saying. How do we know now
Google voice
how irresponsible
number.
people are
Today,
being?
It's crazy.
We don't know that any of this stuff is true.
Welcome to Marketing 101.
And these companies,
What are they marketing? What are they selling?
We've watched marketing schemes and marketing plans and rollouts so long that now reality is subjective. It's almost anything can be a scheme.
Everybody looking for the breaking news story and not doing a fact checking in the middle.
That's
of it.
because
all
the
it
truth
is.
has become less important than the entertainment.
Exactly. It's about we living in a spectacle world, bro.
Mhm.
Everything
The
is about the
spectacle.
spectacle. That's it.
The truth
It
is
is
the
the
truth is way
spectacle.
less important than the entertainment factor. The truth isn't sexy most times. The truth is 9 times out of 10 pretty boring.
No, not in all cases.
That's why I said
Not in
9
all
times
cases.
out
If
of
I
10.
told the truth about my Friday nights, baby, woo, boy, Hey, good times. But
that's just
it's sad because I just read through that article. I didn't even see the name of this guy.
See?
Where's the text message?
So, and we were sitting in here trying to take credibility away from her.
Oh, wait,
That's
wait,
why
wait,
I said,
wait.
I don't know.
Let me just check another site.
Check another site,
All right.
source it, because she actually filed a lawsuit. So her attorneys have to go to court and put forth their evidence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To prove what she's saying. So what? So, and I'm not saying that this person is lying or what. I don't know. But it's just so easy for us to kind of go one way or the other. Just like, oh, wait a minute, did y'all see what they said? Oh, the boyfriend put out text messages and said she was trying to bribe. That's what all victims get accused of.
So do you think that these 120 cases, you think all of them are legit?
If I'm guessing just off,
No.
I don't think
I don't
all of
believe
them
that.
are legit. I believe that there are people that are trying to get in, trying to get more. But what about the cases that may be legit? You know?
Oh, they gotta go through the courts.
Right.
But what about the ones that are legit but are embellished? Like that happened, but not like that. It wasn't that bad. How about stuff that happened, but you were cool with it until now?
I mean, there was a woman that came forward and said she had a good time, and they was down with it.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
9 times out of 10, nah, I won't say.
Yeah,
it like
they're
that.
indulgent. They're indulgent, bro.
People,
Like, come on.
people be in on the heist and don't like their cut. Like you was
Like I
cool.
said.
You just now you're embarrassed because of the second hand.
Right.
And
was
it's
fun
so
and
much
popular
easier
at that
to come
moment, and
forward
then now this is
now
fun and popular.
with whatever might have happened to you now that everybody else said it.
Right.
Because as a victim, it's very hard to speak out. To be the first person to speak out against something, that is not easy. It is not easy. People that jump on you and, oh, you're a liar, she's lying. She's trying to extort us because they told me that. That's a
Okay.
whole nother story.
All right.
But I was out, and I won my defamation claim because they said that. Because they said I tried to extort them. They lost the case behind that.
I'm assuming this guy does not want his name out there, but TMZ is claiming to have the text
Okay.
messages and
Okay.
everything.
And I
that,
tend to believe them.
I tend to believe them too.
I mean,
they were the first to
ran
report
by
Michael
a Jewish
Jackson.
lawyer. I think he would
I mean,
try to play with color within the lines for
wanna
this.
make
you know?
more times than not, they're accurate.
Yeah.
So,
Verify the phone number. I need to know that was actually
Right,
her
that-
number that was texting.
All right,
Verify
that's
the
not
number.
Google.
The boyfriend said after receiving the text, he blocked her number and blocked her on social media.
He said that, but did he do that?
but they didn't name
Come on, bro.
They didn't name the
He
boyfriend.
said it.
They didn't name the
Said he
boyfriend.
didn't do that.
But they're not naming him.
So they said,
Diddy do it.
She revealed that she was planning to sue Diddy because he's the one that has the money. This is a quote. This is in quotes.
Yeah, but that
this
could
is
be
what
taken-
the
that could be-
boyfriend said. That's hearsay.
That's
That
what I'm
doesn't even
saying.
stand up
And
for
can be
law.
taken out of context.
Yeah, that's hearsay.
It could be that
All
something
that
did
shit.
happen
And she
with
can't
a broke
prove it.
nigga, and she's going after the guy that got the money.
Or,
He's
you know what I'm
he's
saying?
saying that she said that.
right.
That's
Yes.
hearsay.
He literally
I
he
just
said,
said
she
that.
said.
However,
Literally, he said,
hold on. However, TMZ has seen a November 2023 text
Okay.
exchange between Talia and the man who was her boyfriend, and in it, she reveals she's planning to sue Diddy, quotes, in quotes, because he's the one that has the money.
So that's the text that they saw.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
It still
Okay.
doesn't. Still,
Okay.
what's the full sentence?
He's the one that has the money.
So
I mean,
it may not be the full
if you were
sentence.
violated, is that like the thought? I don't.
Oh, well, here's the thing. She said she was violated by 2 people.
Right.
So for her to make a claim to her boyfriend, right? I'm gonna sue him because he's the one that has the money.
Right. So he probably didn't do it.
That doesn't negate the fact that she was violated.
That didn't happen. That's my whole
that
point.
That means the legal strategy is like, let's go after him.
Out of context.
Because he's the one that has the money.
You take it out of context if you just say, well, I'm suing him because he's the one who's got the money.
Right.
The whole sentence could have been, well, happened at this place, he was right there, and then this happened, and this happened. I'm suing him because I know I can get money out of him, and then this dude I'm going to try and put in jail. Like, who knows? You see what I'm saying?
But look at how that story that he just read, right? And what we actually dissected as the text, look at how fast it traveled into what it has become on the blogs, right? Oh, she was trying to bribe, all this other stuff. That's not what the story says.
But let's be real. Like, 100 and how many cases?
20.
120 cases.
But what does that have to do with her?
From Houston?
A Houston-based lawyer.
A Houston-based lawyer.
Yeah.
120 cases of sexual assault from the diddler himself.
Remember, they put out the hotline.
Bro.
The
Right.
hotline.
It was probably people just calling the hotline. Just
exactly, trying to get a bag, desperate people,
right.
you know, people who haven't been diagnosed. Like, this shit is ridiculous.
But the hotline is kind of crazy.
That last song Diddy made was whack. I'm calling them line.
The hotline is kind of crazy.
I might be. I went to the party. I might be able to get some bread. Like, come on, man. This shit is.
But how many of those are actual suits filed? I mean, we do know that there's at least 10? Are there 10? I think there's
over
been
10, like 10, 11.
Right. So there's the actual cases that are filed. You know, there's a significant number. Now, I don't know about this 120. That sounds crazy with the whole thing with the hotline. I'm sure people were just calling with frivolous stuff.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. More likely than not.
It's a money grab for a lot of people.
Right. But what about for the people that it's not a money grab for?
Then they make it bad
for them. It's fucked up.
Yeah, they make it bad for them.
And it doesn't.
And it actually doesn't work in favor of the actual victims if there aren't.
Right.
Exactly. Because they sound just as frivolous as everybody else. When you put 2 stories next to each other, which one do we believe?
It'll be hard for them to prove their case.
It's like you're camouflaging.
Yeah, in plain sight. For all we know, what Talia is talking about actually happened to her, but maybe she can't prove it. How about that? How about it really happened, but I don't really know how to prove it? Hey, could you corroborate this for me? Because it happened, but I can't prove it.
Not a good move.
Not at all.
Offer you $3 million?
Especially and even if we're going to have this kind of discussion, you now need to know how the relationship ended. What if he's mad at her? What if she, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if it ended bad? And he's like, you know what? Fuck your lawsuit.
Let's just say it ended bad. Why would you send the text messages out?
Say it again?
Why would you offer someone $3 million?
Because he's the person who can. Maybe you think it's all good. Maybe you think you can figure it out.
But just
you see how many maybes come into play?
But where did the $3 million come from?
Who she believes that if she goes through with this thing, that she would have got a large amount of money,
allegedly,
and he would have got $3 million.
But that wasn't in the text that you just read.
Yes, it said that she said, "What do you need? $3 million?"
Okay.
What if she got the $3 million now? We don't know what her financial.
And even that's a question. Yeah, like even that's a question. What do you need? $3 million?
This
she could have been being
sarcastic.
sarcastic.
Theory of it all, right? Like. You know, what if somebody made her?
$3 million now.
We know she ain't got the $3 million.
Come on.
Yeah, she ain't got the $3 million.
Right, but
you don't know what that woman been doing between point A and point B.
Oh gosh, I can speculate that she don't got.
We're all speculating.
I think I'll be accurate.
Online.
I think I'll be very accurate.
Over the course of the last week, I have read so much online.
All right.
So much just frivolous stuff, content around like who was there, who was, what they did. Who was violated?
That's why I'm sick of this shit.
It's just too much. It's like it's a circus.
Did you hear about the 9-year-old?
There's a 9-year-old now.
That's bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm not believing that.
Did you hear about?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Okay,
that's what I said. This is
apparently.
Did you hear about the tunnels in his house?
No, listen. If you know, those tunnels look like wine cellars. Some rich people got wine cellars in their house.
Right.
You know, damn tunnel.
Right.
Right, they did look like wine cellars, but
they're tunnels now.
They tunnels now.
I can tell you about a group of people in Brooklyn that really got tunnels.
Hey, let's not talk about that.
We ain't gonna talk about that at all. We're not even gonna go there.
Jay-Z said they running tunnels up under you.
Yeah,
and then that
although we fucking should. We're probably not gonna.
Bro, that shit is sticky.
Not the tunnels.
Sick of talking about all this shit. Almost, I say the same thing every time one of these things come up. Yo, wait till the trial. See what happens. Yo, see what happens. See what the verdict is. See what the evidence is. It's all speculation. They got fucking documentaries. The day he was arrested, is full-scale documentaries up on like Hulu and shit.
Netflix and all that too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The trials and tribulations of Diddy Combs. Like, are you serious?
Y'all think
Tubi,
that
Netflix,
y'all think that 50 documentary is real?
It's very real.
Yeah.
It is?
It's very real.
Yeah.
It is now. I don't think it was real when he. I don't think it was real when he started talking about it.
But there is a documentary
But right
called
now,
The Downfall of
Netflix-
Diddy, and it's out.
Produced
that's
by
the
50. But is it
TMZ.
produced
No,
by
you're
50?
talking about the
TMZ.
Netflix. You're talking about the Netflix.
Yeah,
doc.
produced by 50.
Right. So that one he started talking about way back when, right?
Yeah.
When Diddy and the Cassie case first came out, it was confirmed a couple of weeks ago. Netflix confirmed that it was in production.
Wow. Can Diddy get that taken off, like a cease and desist, if that's not true? That's not accurate. Can he get that taken off like Netflix, Tubi, and all that?
Being that he's a public figure. Probably.
Yeah.
I don't think he can get it taken because you can write a book or do a
anybody.
documentary.
But I'm saying
on
though,
anyone.
you could don't the actual artist or the person have to approve of that?
No.
Not if it's like.
So they gonna put a whole documentary out on Math
You think
Hoffa.
R. Kelly?
Absolutely.
You think R. Kelly approved of
Surviving
Surviving
Yeah,
R. Kelly?
That's
Right.
crazy.
You think he signed off like, oh yeah, this is
But
this is gonna-
what I'm saying
gonna be a
is,
hit.
can't you send a cease and desist for that though?
A
You
cease
can
and
sue them
desist
if there's defamatory stuff in it.
and
If
hit.
you don't approve of that, if you like, yo, this is a whole lie, and they got this running on national TV, like you
I mean,
can't
you
get that
can-
taken
You can
off.
sue them. I don't think you can get it taken off, right? Like,
Depends on the terms of the suit, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Don't
Like,
that
you would have
actually
to-
help the case
You
too?
would have
That
to file
like
for an injunction or something to get them to stop the release.
Right there, yeah.
Yeah. But you have to go in front of a court and show why. But this is too newsworthy. They would be like, I don't
that
think
shit. That shit is actually like damaging while they going back and forth to court too.
It's very damaging, but again, this is where we're at in society. Like the ones that we're talking about, you just best believe there's like countless others.
Mm-hmm.
There's documentaries on Dr. Dre. There's documentaries on you name it, bro.
And
Like
don't
it's
go to
just-
YouTube because it's all over.
It's all over the place.
Yeah, but
You
I
know
don't
what
be
I'm saying?
liking this. Like they be trying to predict, like, oh, Jay-Z is next. How you saying that? Like, you know what I mean?
That's
That
just some
shit-
hating shit.
All right,
That's some
let's
crazy
get
shit.
into this Jaguar Wright shit. Okay, Jaguar Wright went on.
wanna.
You don't want to talk about it. I mean, what are we going?
Let's talk
can
about
we
it.
not?
We here to talk about it.
The entire internet is talking about
I
it.
know.
We have to talk about the chaos.
I know.
She went on Piers Morgan. She said statements about Jay-Z.
I want to say shame on Piers Morgan.
Well, why shame on him and not shame on everybody else? Because she has been
Because
doing
it's
these
his
things.
platform.
Because
and
come
he
on.
allowed her to talk, say all of that.
Yeah, but there were so many
gotta
other
understand,
platforms that
because-
published her beforehand.
Because when you have a platform,
That's how she got to Piers Morgan.
when you have a platform that people actually consider viable, like, and you invite this, it's almost like the beginning of your end. Because if this does numbers, then what?
Yeah, but we know Piers
What-
Morgan
what-
don't really have his eyes culturally on what's going on. He's looking at what?
Nah,
the
nah,
attention that
No.
hold on, because he's looking at the attention that she got, right?
Bruh.
And he wants attention for his own show.
See, I look at it different. It's the attention of tearing down black people.
Right.
Absolutely, but before we get there, right? Who was watching her to get her to such a level that he noticed her?
No, that's a fact.
Who was watching her? Everybody was giving it eyeballs and hours and credibility and running the stories on black platforms.
Not everybody.
Running the spectacle.
Not everyone.
Not everybody.
A lot of people.
As I was
The
definitely
spectacle.
on
And
some.
then
Nah, I'm good.
Then here comes Piers Morgan, right? Like, oh, what is this? Oh, I need to have this woman on my show. Of course.
Tearing down black people.
Bruh.
And
That's incidental.
everybody watched.
What, tearing down black people?
Yeah.
Name a black person that was on Piers Morgan talking about something positive for the black community.
You're missing my point. I'm not saying that's not what's happening. I'm saying if you're about the money and the numbers, whatever brings the money and the numbers in is what you go for. Tearing down black people just happens to be big business. But if it's your business, you make it. You can paint it as intentional. I'm doing this because I want to hurt black people, or am I doing this because I want to get rich? And hurting black people happens.
Piers
to
Morgan
make
ain't
me
rich already?
What? I'm sorry.
You don't
Is there a cap on capitalism?
But I'm saying though,
the word is greed. Spin.
I could see the podcast trying to get rich with the spectacle content.
The
but
word
Piers
is-
why?
why
can you only see the podcast?
Because they not a part of a major network.
The word
Major
is
networks?
greed. Spin.
Come on, bro. Like
What?
everybody's playing the same game, bro. Like it's only like people like us that's sitting around like, no, we want to be we're gonna have integrity. We're not gonna talk about the speculative. We're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else is running this programming now.
Fourth time.
I wouldn't be
Word is
surprised if
greed,
by
Spin.
Christmas they talking about alien landings and all types of shit across major news networks. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
How many rich people do you know stop being rich because they tried to get richer?
Hmm.
It's every drug dealer you've ever been around.
So you think that Jaguar Wright's story will make him richer?
No,
The word is greed, Spin.
I think that he invited something to his platform.
That he gonna go viral.
It's gonna spiral out of
He
control.
knew it. He knew
I don't
it.
think the intention was, I'm going to invite this woman up here because it hurts black people. I think the intention was, I'm going to bring this woman up here because it gets a lot of attention.
A lot of eyeballs.
And will get me a lot of eyeballs.
Yep.
It just so happens that it's going to fuck up black people, but I don't even think that crosses his mind. I don't think it crosses most of the people's mind in that building.
Nah, just being honest, looking at his face while he was doing that interview, he was like, damn, is this where my life is now? Is this what I have to do? Like, you seen him, right? Like, he was like, so Jaguar. So Jaguar.
So do you guys think that there's a truth between her not being sued and what she's actually saying?
Well, I think she was extremely careful with what she said.
Yes.
What did she really say? She said they were nasty little people, right? It was great. It was theatrical. It was you.
No.
You wanted to watch
You
more.
can't get
You wanted
around
to watch more.
putting people in suitcases.
Hold on. Did she say
People in suitcases. What the fuck?
That sounds like traffic. That literally sounds like trafficking to me.
Facts.
And then she said, wait, what else did she say? She said there were hundreds of victims, right?
In suitcases, just being trafficked.
But how would she know it's hundreds of victims?
My thing is that how the hell does one woman know all this information?
Oh shit!
How does she know all this information?
If she wasn't actually around.
No, she claims that she was a sex worker.
No, but it's weird the way
she
she
did.
put that together because it's like, was she giving massages? Like, what was she doing as a sex worker? Was she like the receptionist or something like that? It was weird. I heard when she said it.
Oh my God.
I don't know exactly, but how this one woman was in all these different type of spaces?
I mean,
ain't no love in the
Hard
hard
city.
city.
Ain't no love in the heart of town.
How she get this information? I don't get how does she get this information?
I'm not saying that anything that she's saying is true.
Right.
But sometimes there's a little bit of truth in some of the things that you say, right? And so if there's a little bit of truth and you can spread that out and you make it, entertaining
To
then,
people who already want to believe
to
the
people
worst
that
case
want,
scenario.
right? Now you are kind of like amplifying this narrative and people are buying into it.
I think she even threw a shot at Dane. She said that they sued Dane. How come they haven't sued me?
Did she say that?
She said that. She said that.
Maybe she's picking her words carefully.
No, because honestly, that would give her some sort of
Credibility.
Right.
You're almost damned
And they
if
don't
you
wanna
do
give
and
her
damned
that.
if you don't.
Yeah.
It's all nasty.
But
It's all
Piers
super
Morgan
nasty.
did issue an apology
Then there's that.
when he says he was contacted by Alex Spiro, who claims to be their attorney, right?
Mhm.
And I say claim because he even, you don't know if someone represents you on this particular issue, right? If you have worked with someone before, you know how it works. You hire your lawyers, but there was no cease and desist. At least that's what was reported. So he called and gave Piers Morgan an ultimatum. And the ultimatum was, something along the lines
Wasn't
of,
true.
hey, that's not true. Those are things are false. Retract or apologize before I take you to court. Or
That must mean
whatever it was.
Jay-Z still in good
Did he do
standing
it?
with BlackRock,
And he
State
did
Street,
it.
and Vanguard.
Piers Morgan did
And
it.
he apologized, right.
He apologized for it.
But I mean, you know, a lot of times when you're in that situation,
He's
I
going
think,
to get jumped at the Rock Nation brunch.
no, listen, if someone comes to you,
They
depending
going
on,
to stomp him out.
he already got that message out. He
Yeah.
already got it out. So now if you're coming to me and saying, retract that,
Okay, sure.
fine.
50 said
Sorry.
ain't no brunch,
Ain't
no
no-
dinner.
I'm sorry,
Right.
Jay-Z. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
after he did all of that, then he came on the next day, like, I'm sorry,
You
Jay-Z.
can't, you can't
Beyonce.
unring
It's
the
like,
bell.
you-
The
it's
apology
already
doesn't
done.
erase anything.
Yeah.
So
It's
why
already
not
done.
apologize?
You put
sure.
the shit out.
Sure, you got it. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Right.
I beat you up. You're in the hospital.
But
Yo,
they
apologize to him.
They have a responsibility
I'm
to
sorry.
I
fact
don't go to
check.
jail if I apologize. Oh man, I am so sorry.
Fact
You
check.
know, listen.
No,
it's
but
the thing.
they have a responsibility to fact check, bro.
Who's they?
The company?
No, they
no,
do not.
they do not.
They do not.
Especially okay. It's called. There's a formula for it that I can't remember.
It's called propaganda, and it's legal in this country.
No, what
I've been saying this.
What I'm saying is there's a whole formula that they use to calculate out why, if they're going to do X, Y, and Z. They say, okay, we do this thing. It makes us this much money. If we do this thing and it makes this much money, we're going to get sued. If we're going to get sued, it's probably going to cost us about this much money. If this much money is close
Less.
to this much money,
Less.
then we probably won't do it. But if it's down here, oh, fuck it. We would have paid that in taxes anyway.
Yeah,
Go ahead and do
I
it.
don't know if that one interview would be enough to. 'Cause you got
It
to
only
understand.
cost them an apology.
Yeah.
It didn't
that's
cost
it.
them nothing
That's
but
it.
some
All you have to do is
words.
say sorry.
Didn't
He
cost them nothing but an apology.
already traveled. It got all the attention that he wanted
Best
to get.
believe it cost them more than that.
Now somebody's gonna double back and go, "What did Piers Morgan apologize for? Let's watch." And then
Exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. And you know what? What did it cost him? Probably Jay-Z and Beyonce are never going to go on his platform. They were never going anyway.
Facts.
They weren't going.
Facts.
So the relationship is like maybe what, a Rockefeller artist? Oh, not Rockefeller,
Not
Rock Nation,
Rockefeller,
whatever.
But
Like
no. I don't think it's ever in your best interest to have a billionaire couple mad at you.
If the
I don't
company
think that's
backing
really
you
in
is
there.
billionaires too, like it's all an even fight.
Yeah.
Until they get rid of him.
But what does that cost him? Like they're not gonna fire him. He's making money for what? And fire him for what? He's doing what you asked him to do. You can scapegoat him.
The show is called Uncensored.
Yeah, bro, like he's literally doing his part. I'm doing the thing you brought me in
Like,
here to do.
uh,
What you mad? Okay, be
probably got the
mad.
best ratings he ever had.
And then you get rid of me, and I'm gonna go to your competition.
But he had to take that
and I'm
down.
gonna do the exact same
He took
shit.
the whole.
No,
thing.
depending
He had to
on what
edit
kind
it.
of. Depending on what kind of contract you got,
I'll
you might
go
not
to-
be able to do
I'll
that.
go to the competition, do the exact same shit, or I'll do it on my own and do the exact same shit. Or I'll just cash out like I'm Piers fucking Morgan. Maybe it's time to call it a day. If that's the last one, you want to find me over this? Cool.
And
Well,
this
I
is
got-
the first time we heard that their lawyers said anything. This was the first time, right? So it took a Piers Morgan interview. Why didn't they stop it before? You know how much conspiracy theories is going around online? So, I mean, that's an interesting thing to me
Social
also.
media for you.
I just want to know how truthful she is. Math, call Vlad. Vlad said that.
Who do you think I was calling her?
Oh.
To find out if he
See if
what she said is true.
Exactly.
Lord Jesus, this is where we are.
Yeah.
This is what's
Yeah, and
happening.
it's fucking sad because we should be talking about how great someone's album is. We should be breaking down lyrics and paying attention to the things that affect this hip hop culture. But instead, we're sitting here talking about fucking rumors and lies being spread back and forth. We're all up in people's personal business. We're listening to people who normally we would deem crazy and insane and just walk past them in the streets. Now they have a fucking platform. Now they're on national networks and shit. Like, this shit is ridiculous, bro. Like, what the fuck is going on out here?
Attention is the new currency.
Yep. And record companies know that, and they create some of this attention.
All
themselves.
companies know that.
Yo,
All media companies know that. All businesses know that. All industries know that attention is the new currency. It's why they do shit to get attention.
What's the name of that movie where It's like this guy went to the future and everybody was stupid.
Futurosity, future. I don't know what you're talking about. Terry Crews was the president.
Idiocracy.
Idiocracy, something like that.
Idiocracy. Hold on.
Yeah.
Nah,
Terry Crews was the president, and they were
He
having
was a wrestler. And he was a wrestler.
Terry Crews was the president.
They were having a food shortage, and their idea was we're gonna put sports drink on the plants because now the plants will grow up big and strong.
And the produce was going down, and he was like, use water. And he was like the biggest genius on the planet.
And
That's why Terry Crews started.
They made him president,
bro.
They made him president.
Sounds like today.
It sounds like we're headed there.
We're closer to it than we should.
Exactly.
I won't say we're there, but we're definitely, it's in sight, and that's unfortunate. We're going in the wrong direction.
Idiocracy. That was the movie. 2006.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I remember watching that movie going, man, this could never.
Yeah.
Back at the ranch.
Meanwhile, back at the ranch. Okay, so.
We really do have better things to talk about. I hope Jaguar Wright gets help, assuming she needs it. I hope she gets some kind of help. If the shit she's saying is true, I hope. I don't even know what to hope anymore.
If the shit she's saying is true, bro, like, come on, man. What?
A lot of it just sounded like people's personal shit. Except until this Jay-Z thing, I never heard like a crime.
I'm just confused.
Right. It was just kind of a lot of
slander, not slander.
like just
telling people's business.
Speculatory.
Who was inviting her to? Who was like, yo?
That's what we know how she was around all of this.
Hold on.
It's hard to book people.
Let's not get it fucked up. In her time, when she was that chick, Jaguar Wright's voice is amazing.
Her voice is incredible.
That chick is one of the top. Like at that time, yo, go watch that shit she did with Jay-Z, the unplugged shit she did.
Yes.
When she sings, that woman's voice is incredible.
That song cry.
So you want to know how she got invited to XYZ, A, B, and C when she was poised to be that chick? The talent was not a question. Her voice is nuts.
Now she's using it because she's nuts.
If you want to, that's why the access doesn't seem like such a. Nobody's asking, how did you get invited? All these, yo, it was a time she had to be on the especially after that unplugged shit.
She was in the loop.
She was in the loop,
bro. If anybody was going,
yeah, but it seems like in the industry you're in the loop and then you're in the loop.
Right, but honestly, if I'm gonna put somebody in a suitcase. Does she need to be in the room? You get what I'm saying? Like, what do we need? Did she singing the theme music to putting people in the suitcase? Like, what's happening? I don't know, bro. That shit is crazy. Put her in the suitcase.
Yikes.
Like, come on, man.
That interaction with her and Star was funny. Y'all seen that?
Oh, yeah, Star kind of let her have it.
Yeah. Get your man.
That was
sad.
And just
It is.
Star, I expect that from Star all day. If you are a truth teller, a truth speaker, just her reaction in that was kind of like, it didn't help me believe her story. You dig what I'm saying?
He was talking to her dirty too. He was like, bitch.
Just the hate and venom that came out of her in that, it didn't help me believe anything that she said. I feel like a lot of things that she's saying from a place of hatred, of deep-seated hatred, and people are giving her a platform to just let her hate out. You know what I mean?
I think she an overkill right now, to be honest. Like,
but what is she trying to
She come
prove?
up with new stories all the time.
But what is she trying to prove, though? Like, what is she really trying to prove? What are you trying to do? What are you trying to get out of it? What is the end game? Like, what are you trying to do?
Shining a light on exposing a world she feels is corrupt and evil, and she wants to show the whole world that this is actually happening, and these people that you look up to are monsters on the low.
And there's a little bit of truth in that.
It's a little bit of
and they're running everything.
There's a little bit of truth, and that's what I was saying before.
And the stories might be exaggerated. The examples could be false. But it's widely believed.
She's talking like somebody did something to her. Like, you know what I mean? These people did something to her.
Because her boy, she was very close with Malik B from the Roots. And when he passed away, she went on a tear because she felt like his death was ignored and overlooked. And until you do right by Malik B, I'm going to keep exposing you motherfuckers, blah, 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 blah. So that's what started it.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
The other MC from the Roots, not Black Thought, Malik B. When he passed, she just...
She have to be careful in the streets though, like moving around, you know. She got to look over her shoulders.
She's not talking about people that she's going to run into in the streets. She's not like going to turn a corner in the supermarket.
You never know though.
Beyonce's going to be like,
you never know.
Like, oh bitch, I've been waiting to catch
you never know.
Like,
you never know, bro.
Son.
People out here got family. They got fanatic fans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say that is a danger.
True.
That's a legit concern.
Whatever happened to that other guy, Jay-Z and Beyonce bodyguard? Y'all remember him?
I can't. I'm not interested in these stories because, first of all,
I don't even care.
I got a private life. Mind your business. Like, and
if
you're not hurting nobody behind closed doors, like dead ass. The suitcase thing is one thing, but all this shit comes from a place of judgment. You're only talking about somebody's personal life because you're putting them in a position to be judged by somebody else who don't do the shit that this person is into. Most of the shit that's coming on Diddy right now is because people are judging him for a lifestyle that they're not into, they don't fuck with.
I just don't get. I can understand the victims not speaking out at that time, but the witnesses. Why y'all waiting 20 years to talk about this?
That's like the John Dale dude. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Dale.
You was Gene Dale. You was around Diddy all this time. You was seeing all this shit.
He a co-conspirator, if you ask me.
That's crazy, bro.
Maybe
why
that's
wasn't you speaking about that?
They're trying to get out from under. See, I hate the maybe. There's no facts. There's no facts here. All we know is like what's on paper, and everything else is somebody guessing. That's why talking about this shit, you just run around in circles because everything can be spun.
Right.
Journalism 101 going back, we had fact checkers. You couldn't just say anything. Even the rappers who put their interview on tape, there was no, you took me out of context. Motherfucker, we had the tape. We heard you say it.
Right.
The first, second, third, and fourth sentence. We know what you said. And then we had somebody whose whole job it was to make sure you were telling the truth.
As a journalist, they were checking you. So I would have to send my story to the research editor. The research editor would have to fact check every line.
You want to talk about smart people? I mean, scary smart, dude. His job was literally to pick your shit apart. You know that saying, find a lie? That was his whole job. Find it. If there wasn't one, you were fine. But if there was one, busted, caught, got you. It's none of that shit no more.
Facts.
And we had a month. We had a month. This issue came out every month. We had a month. Hopefully had 30 days to get it popping.
Publish, like, you know, content.
Them days is over. The truth don't even matter. It's who can get to it fastest and who can get the most clicks.
Yeah.
This shit is trash. Yeah, trash because you can make somebody rich being fucked up. You can be fucked up and get rich from it. We literally rewarding the worst behavior possible.
That's a fact.
And it's cool. It's cool. And if you say something about it, you hate it. You mad because you ain't do it first. You mad because you ain't think to do no shit like that.
Right.
You know how many secrets this woman has?
None.
She looked into the camera too.
On other people, probably 25% more than I got.
Pull up the tape. MECC's trying to get me back.
Tell me secrets.
The reason I say that,
Kim, you might be right.
The reason I say that is because what keeps you from doing that is the integrity. I learned that watching. I was I was in the room. I was a little dude. She told you I was a little dude. Nobody. Nobody saw me. I was in the room. I heard wild shit. I know what she could have said in that moment. I know what she could have written down and put in the book. I'd be reading the magazine to see if she actually said that horrible shit I just heard over speakerphone when I was dropping off magazines, all inconspicuous. Nobody looked at me twice.
We protected. I think we felt like this sense of we needed to protect the culture in a way where it was like, okay, we're not just going to print everything in the magazine, right? Especially because I came into my position after the East-West drama. and the cover. So that, I think all journalists kind of, when we were doing our job, we knew how bad it could get because things in print can go further than just, okay, you put out this, you know. We knew what, and a lot of times, even in the interviews, I remember people would say things in their interviews just to start shit with other people. So you had to kind of have enough discernment to weed that out. Because there's like, I remember I wrote the first, no secrets. I did the first Drake story, the Drake cover in The Source.
Oh, you wrote that?
I wrote that cover.
Okay, I thought Keyz wrote that.
No, with the chain in his mouth.
I
went to
remember.
Canada and everything. That was the first time Drake ever said anything about Kanye. The first time. Like, I forgot what it was at the quote, but, you know, was like, he had never mentioned, but it was kind of like something like, I'm coming for your spot. First time. That was what, 2011 or something like that. Right? And then after that, there was quiet back and forth, right? Things said in records. But I remember thinking like, oh, here we go.
You just declared it. You got
it. But as
here
the writer,
we go.
You have a decision to make.
Right.
Am I going to include this, knowing what could come from it? Right. Or do I leave it out?
Oh no, we done cut a lot of shit out of episodes.
Was kind of like,
oh yeah, did we done cut a lot of shit out of episodes where I was like, nah, that's definitely gonna go left.
Yeah,
let's not.
We don't
let's
want
not
that
even
to.
clip
You
that
know,
out.
you have that judgment.
Leave that shit out.
That's called one of the keys of responsible journalism.
Responsibility, yeah.
When you recognize that you have a responsibility to the art form, the craft.
And courtesy.
Do no harm, but cause no shit. You dig what I mean? Like, it's that. So the problem is now doing harm and causing shit causes and creates bread.
Facts.
And people will sell. They don't even know what integrity means.
Facts.
It's not worth not getting the bread for them. The clout, way more important than integrity. Fuck integrity, there's clout here. Fuck integrity, there's bread here. I want that shit. So they'll cause all kinds of fucking ruckus and then get paid from it. We're rewarding the worst fucking behavior ever. Shit's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah. Till you catch them late night. You know. Brooklyn. And then it's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
Here's
Too
more.
late.
Sorry, bro.
Too late.
I'm so sorry.
Too late. And I mean that shit. There's certain people that have done stories or said things about me that I'm like, I don't want to fuck this up. So I'm going to think really hard. You know what I mean? Like, and if I get the opportunity, oh yeah. Because it doesn't feel right living in a world where there's no punishment for that. It just doesn't feel right. It's like, this isn't how people are supposed to live their lives. A God-fearing person or someone who's just, using their talents to entertain should not live in fear of a little fucking demon, a broke demon in the house, just cooking up a fucking story about you for some attention.
A clown looking for a circus.
You dig what I'm saying? And for everyone that's paying attention to shit like that, I mean, I know it's hard to avoid it because it's everywhere. But maybe, sometimes it's time to just put the phone down and find something else to do. Because what you put in here, sometimes you can't get it out. Next topic.
Oh, you should mic drop it in the show on that one. I don't know.
You know what's so crazy? I'll be sitting here and I just hear the fucking end of the show. It's Hoffa. Like, I even hear the gunshot.
Did we have another topic we wanted?
You wanted to discuss? You ain't want to discuss
I
sports?
feel like I want to balance this off. All this bullshit.
Something
like,
responsible.
Sports, something
Rest
that
in
means
peace,
something.
Cicely Tyson.
Did you do Dikembe Mutombo yet?
Rest in peace, Dikembe Mutombo. Rest in peace, Jay Hatch. Rest in peace,
What?
John Amos. You didn't know? We lost Jay Hatch. Jason J. Hatch Haddishing.
Nah.
Rest in peace. We lost him
a
couple days ago. But fuck it. You think I got this failure? You kept asking me what's wrong. Rest in peace, Jay Hatch.
Nah.
Salute to everybody he worked with over at IMI Studios, Mogul Media. Look it up. That man did amazing work for this culture. From one of the true day ones, cornerstone dude.
He's supposed to come on the show.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Jay Hatch. We're losing him left, right, and center. Y'all, make the phone call today. Make the call today, because you're not promised another 5 minutes. And the good are dying young.
Wow.
The bad times aren't just regulated to bad people. We're losing good people. Good people. Make you wonder what the fuck is happening, how this motherfucker's still running around, but we gotta lose Jay Hatch.
Health.
Shit like that.
Health.
I call it whack winning.
Health.
Yeah,
I'll be honest with you.
Math. Your microphone.
Oh.
Phil?
Yeah.
It's off?
No, that
Nah,
fell out
it's
your
just off to
pocket.
the side of the shit.
All right. We're eating poison.
Facts.
We're living a poisonous lifestyle. You know, like we're not the food and the things that we ate 20 years ago. It's not the same food. It's not the same ingredients. You pick up a box nowadays, a fucking pasta. You don't know half the shit that's in there.
I mean, it's crazy. They saying the soil is different. So even if you decide to grow your own stuff,
it's not the same soil. It's not the same water. It's not the same. Even the fruits are being manufactured in labs, and it's really not good for your system.
When I was growing up, I never heard of organic food.
It's because you didn't have to.
I never heard of vegan back in the day.
But here's it. You even have to be careful with that, because I could just copyright organic whatever and put it on a box. It doesn't have to be organic. I can choose that name.
What did Buckshot tell us about no high fructose corn syrup?
Yeah.
It's actually the name of a fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
Of a brand of
That's
fructose corn
crazy.
syrup.
Wow. Which is
So
what
when they put no high fructose corn, it's actually in there.
That's
it's
crazy.
devious.
Now you got to look for
Wow.
bottles that don't
It's
have it at all.
devious.
But if it says
That's crazy.
no high fruit, it could very well be.
It's amazing how some ingredients that's in the United States is banned in Europe.
Yeah.
Not
That's
just
not
Europe.
crazy.
There's a
Most
lot of
of
countries.
the world. Try most of the world. No
just seen
other
that
country
too.
will
Yeah.
import
The
meat
French
from
fries.
us.
Exactly. Yeah.
And McDonald's, like all the ingredients that they use, and it's ridiculous.
No other country imports meats or produce for us.
Yo, McDonald's in other countries is basically health food compared to the shit.
That's what they said. Yeah.
Right.
So
That's
KFC
crazy.
in Canada?
Like that?
It's like that. It's like that. I'd never touch that shit out here, but
What's the difference? Did you
Canada?
taste the difference?
Yeah, it's a
It tastes like
different
my
taste.
grandmother made that shit in Canada, bro. I'm telling you. You out here, you know, like I got tired of this shit, like biting into it. You seen like this white stuff. It's all fatty. It's nasty. Canada, it was like somebody's grandma is in the back, like the chicken's almost done. You know what I mean? Like we spunked around and went and got a whole nother bucket to bring back here. You know what I mean? Crazy.
Meanwhile, we
I started
talking
making
about
my own
baby oil.
compost.
You did?
I did.
Yay!
Did you make it from juicing?
All I have is one little pepper plant, but
That's it.
my mom has a garden.
Right.
She said that's
So
it.
like, just
You made us clap
So-
over the pepper plant.
One little pepper plant. Hey, you got to
you
start
have to
somewhere.
start somewhere,
Yeah,
okay?
y'all both copping the same plate at the same time.
Little
saying.
pepper plant.
We'll clap for you then. Get like
I want to at least, when it go down, I want to at least know what I got to do.
When it goes down.
When it goes down, I want to
When
at
it
least
goes
know
down.
how I have to plant it.
How many of us are prepared for that shit?
See, because
With Doomsday?
there'll be peppers at my house. That's what I
Come on,
have.
Doomsday?
Yeah, like how many
Yeah.
of us are like stocked up, actually
Yeah.
have things, or know like, okay, if I had an open,
Mec strikes me
it's
as he got
talked
the
about
gold
my
bars
house
in
all
his
the time.
basement.
Stocked up.
Mec, you got the gold bars in your basement?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you on the show. What you asking them kind of questions for? Chill, feds.
Sorry.
They get me completely hemmed up.
You got flashlights, candles, and all that.
I
Duracell
have
batteries and all
a
that.
gang of shit in the crib because of what happened. I'm not even gonna hold you, because when the towers fell and that 1st blackout hit, I was living on Flatbush, and I'll never forget what it was like when the bodegas were out of food. When they gave away a bunch of food because the refrigerators wouldn't work, so they had to get rid of everything that was in the fridge. And I had some real serious thoughts when the lights did not come back on after day 3.
Mm-hmm. They said canned foods ain't no good, but them shits will save your life.
I mean, bro, I'm talking about when homeboy ran out of bullets. When the dude across the hall from me, his clip was completely empty. It was like, okay, now what? Like, what happens when the bullets run out and you can't fight? Or what happens when the food runs out and you ain't got none? Or what happens when the sink don't come on and you ain't got no water? All that shit made me think crazy.
A lot of people thinking like that too. Like,
yeah,
what
because
if they cut off all the electricity?
It looks like the light.
He got the tunnel.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same thing.
Tunnel.
He got the tunnel.
Yeah, but I'm charging. I'm charging. Gold
Follow
and
the
silver.
shell top.
Gold and silver. I got shell toes. Gold and silver only. There's It's wild that we sit here at the height of technology and the height of information, and we're just preparing for like the worst possible scenario because it doesn't seem as unlikely as it should. It's fucking ridiculous.
Especially with these wars going on.
You can't help but be a cynic, especially in this society.
This world creates when the truth is like subjective. What do you do after that? The truth isn't absolute. The truth isn't absolute. AI, you don't know what you sound like. That could be you. Might not be. Might be a diss record. Maybe somebody else made it up.
That's the crazy part right there.
Bro, that's what.
Man, today is different.
That's crazy.
Scary.
It's
and this is just the beginning of it.
Right.
But it's been building so slowly, most of us didn't notice. It's been happening so slow. Most of us never saw it. You never noticed. And now it's just another cool thing that's happening. You got people telling you to embrace that shit. Word? Word? You want me to embrace a world where somebody can mimic your whole shit?
You actually got artists saying that shit is good.
Yeah, I yelled at a producer we had in here. Yelled at him for like a good 2 minutes because he went on IG talking about, yo, these AI beats are crazy. I called, are you out of your fucking mind? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Really? You can't see the problem with this?
Timberland said, I just did a song with Biggie. I was like, what?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, Tim, where you going with this?
Yeah. Yo, I
where
did a
are you
song
going
with
with
Biggie
this?
Smalls.
Like,
I was like, what?
I mean, for your own personal, like, okay, but
unreleased.
Do we need to get to that point?
Come on.
Like,
That's ridiculous.
Thankfully, the comments got at him for that. Like, thankfully.
Right.
There were enough people going, yo, you bugging. Like, that's blasphemy. What the fuck wrong with you? Like, you, of all people who we celebrate for being one of the most original dudes out here.
Nah, but you gotta understand, if it's his dream, if it's always been something that he wanted,
goes back to being a fanatic, right?
Sucks for you. Sucks. You missed it. Sucks. I always wanted to do a story on Biggie. The closest I got was the movie. I got to interview Gravy, his mother, Little Kim C's.
Yeah, that ain't it.
It's as close as
that ain't it, my man.
And that's what makes it precious. That's what makes it valuable. Because it's finite. It's not infinite. It's not a million of them floating around. It's finite. There's only a few. And if you missed the window, you just missed it. That's why it's valuable. Because Basquiat isn't alive anymore to make you another one. You dig? Because Tupac's not around to make another one.
But you do understand that we're about maybe 8 years away from immortality.
All right, well then when 8 hits, you still won't have Pac back. That's my point. We were talking about earlier about assigning value to something, what makes something valuable. The limited number makes it valuable. You missed your chance to do a record with Biggie, my nigga, and that's why records with Biggie are important. If you can flood the market with Biggie songs, they become pointless. Everybody got one. What's the fucking point? Who cares? You devalue the thing that we hold most dear because now you let a computer make another one. That's trash. It's the opposite of art.
See, I think the play would have been to just act like you found more records. That would have been the play. Like, yo, we found a hard drive over here with
that'd have been
3 more albums.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think there's no getting around it. Like seeing where we're heading is we're heading towards infinity.
Think about how excited we would have been in this room right now if somebody said, yo, we found a hard drive with 2 Biggie albums on it.
Word. And they lying. And they lying, right?
No, they telling the truth.
No, they telling the truth.
And they telling the truth. This room, specifically with us in it,
if they would
flip upside fucking down.
Yeah, if they were telling the truth, Dead Wrong would have never came out. Sorry.
What just happened?
Yeah. Oh, I've never admitted to y'all that I hate that record.
I don't like it either.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Yeah,
I don't like
hated
that
that
record.
record.
It's just
And to
okay.
be honest, this whole Diddy shit, if there's any evidence that I feel like could stick on Diddy is, why did you put that out? Why did you put that record out? Why the fuck did you
Got it
think
going on.
that was the single, nigga?
Matt gonna be calling the hotline talking about you assaulted. You assaulted my ears.
Hits. Me nah, bro. Why? Biggie would have known. Don't put that out. No, that shit. Nah.
Gunsmoke.
Yeah, nah, son.
Biggie for
You just heard.
And your moms ain't ugly, love. My dick got rock. No, whoa. Why we? What? This is the single.
You just heard my shit. I'm nobody to judge. I can't judge shit. You heard what I was doing. I'm quiet.
That was
I'm just saying. That was a very.
Yeah, you were
That
freestyling.
was real freestyling, man.
It was good for its time, man.
Yeah,
man. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad, man.
It was
I
great.
feel like every artist is their worst critic, though.
I don't feel bad. It was awful.
Nah, I saw you cringing on certain lines, like, I punched it right there. And I'm like, look, I do that shit when I watch some of my battles too. Like, just that one part.
It's like looking at the old pictures, which you had the Gumby and shit. What the fuck was I doing? Oh, God. I really wore that shit outside in public.
Nah, that was the shit back in the day, though, so you can't feel no kind of way, man.
Yeah, every time
I
it was
most
that.
certainly can. I can and I do feel some kind of way. Absolutely.
A lot of that shit is coming right back right now. All that
Right.
shit back in the day is coming back right now.
But we're heading towards infinity. I feel like there's going to be a time period where shit is going to fall apart, but on the other side of that, it's going to be a utopia.
Infinity comes with its own set of issues. And now you have to deal with those.
Now you got to wonder. 'Cause I said it, but not many people have really thought about that, right? Like we're actually probably 9 years away from being able to live forever.
What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about technology-wise and being able to preserve this or transfer our consciousness to something else that we can continue to live on.
People want to play with God.
And that's what I think is really missing. And everything that we talked about today, I really feel like everyone should redevelop a relationship with God or their spirituality,
Whatever your
get back
belief
in
is.
touch with that shit. Because that's the only thing that's going to combat all this information or negative shit just coming at you. You have to be able to turn that shit off. You have to be able to kind of this is not my frequency. Let me tune away from this shit. This shit will destroy your life. Just scrolling. Scrolling in the morning. You wake up in the morning, you go like this, you're destined to have a horrible day.
Stay out the comments.
Like I do.
Stay out the comments. Except Kim.
Kim
flirting in the
No,
comments.
Kim been doing good. She been doing good.
I
Kim
have
been doing
not been in
good.
the comments this week.
She was in the comments.
I'll be
But I just, listen,
Hey, look. Kim
I-
said, listen, I need y'all to
like-
pay attention. Kim says she's looking for a husband and she thinks she's going to find him in the comments.
How you gonna find him in the
Why
comments?
you
It's
gonna do
crazy.
that on a tape? I was playing.
Shoot your shot in the comments.
I am
man.
not gonna find them in the comments.
How
I
you
am
know?
not.
How you know?
First of all,
In the comments?
I do not.
Yo, that's dumb
in the
funny.
comments. First
That's
of
dumb
all,
funny.
This is karma for blowing my shit up. That's all I'm saying.
I
I didn't even have to be involved. Look at God. Look how God works. Look how God works.
Look, you start speaking about God, look what happened.
Develop a relationship with who? Won't he do it?
but seriously, I do think that is missing. I think is too much talk about people's business, people, people trying to be inside other people's lives and not really being in tune with their own and being in tune with what's good for them and what's good for their family, what's good for our future. And there's not a religion on this planet that tells you, be a horrible person, be fucked up, go lie. You know what I'm saying? Connive. There's not one. And I think that's what's missing. That's what's missing from everyone.
If you don't think there's punishment coming for your actions, unhinges you to do all this other awful shit.
Word. You know, God is definitely gonna lead me to some of y'all. I'm gonna catch some young niggas.
I mean, look, Jada Kid said it best. What goes around comes around, but you don't know if you're coming or going. So you don't know where it's, because it's a circle. Life is a circle. You don't know where you at in that circle. So people will be like, oh, that's karma. You don't really know if that's that person karma.
Right. That could be the setup for someone else's karma.
But it's not if, it's when.
I mean, everything is when.
Karma is definitely when.
Yeah, I mean, everything is when.
You do something, get away with it, and think you got away with it. Then when it catches up to you, you sitting there going, what did I ever do to deserve this?
Oh, you forgot.
Yeah, but then there's another part of the karma where they say that you paying for the sins of your father.
I've heard that too. I've heard that too. And that can definitely, I can definitely see a parent watching their child suffer, and it's like, I did that. Like, this is coming through me. I did that.
Yeah.
I've seen that before. I can see
I think single parents do that all the time.
I can see that too.
Well, I believe if you put out good energy, you will receive it back.
I believe that.
I believe that.
Okay.
So let's put out some good energy.
Y'all talking is scaring the crap out of me.
Really?
Diet from the negative shit. Same way you diet in real life, and you say, I'm not gonna eat this, I'm not gonna put this in my body, I'm not gonna drink this. Remember that your brain is ingesting the same way your stomach does. Remember, everything you look at, you're taking in, and it affects you the same way bad food affects you. You get gas, bloating, heartburn, all the stuff that can happen to you. You're putting negative in your head. And I know it's entertaining, but it hurts you. Same way that junk food is entertaining, but it hurts you. So you gotta take a diet from that shit. You gotta know when to put it down and go put some sunshine on your face and get some positivity popping. Have some vegetables, nigga. Get some fruit.
Some salads.
You do sometimes have to ingest it so your body knows how to fight it.
Well, we all like
I got
ice cream.
15 minutes of my day for the comments. For
15
anybody
minutes?
who wants to come.
That's what it is.
into the
15.
I got
comments.
5.
Giving it 15.
I got 5. That's
Giving
it.
it 15 minutes. I'm going in the comments because I do. You know why I go in the comments? Because I believe that comments and commenting in the day and age of social media fuel the narrative, right? So people don't only read the stories.
Fact.
People read the stories and they read the comments. So I'm going in the comments to dispute things.
fact check.
Because if
gotta
you don't do it,
To
I'm
fact
fact checking.
Go.
If you don't go in there
I'll be
and
honest
say
with you.
something,
I refuse.
I done caught a couple foul niggas like, yo, I know Mav said such and such. He told me, and I'm like, who the fuck? Get the fuck out of here with that shit. That shit ain't true. Like, this is
but
crazy.
if you don't say something, now that one
becomes-
commenter,
people will be like, word.
it'll be
Comes the truth.
10 likes. So then 10 people now are taking that same narrative and
Now
spreading
you
it
know
out
what the
there.
niggas in the
You
basement,
gotta
you know what the
stop it.
niggas in
You
their
gotta
mama basement
stop it
saying right now?
there.
15 minutes, we gonna have her go crazy for this 15 minutes. We gonna write mad flagrant. Like,
mad flagrant.
No, I have good energy for everybody.
Listen, I know y'all get mad at me, but sometimes I'll be like, I'm not touching that shit today. I'm not touching that shit.
We just want you to stay in a group chat, man.
I know. I'll be hearing this shit go off, and I'm like, damn. I said, nah, I can't touch it today. Sorry, nah, I just can't.
I just think math is bad on the phone, period.
Terrible. I'm not bad on the phone.
Math, you would ask me a question, I would answer and don't get no reply.
I
bro.
guarantee you, I get more calls than probably 5 of y'all put together.
I doubt that severely.
I
doubt that severely.
It's not being cocky. It's not being
doubt that
cocky.
severely.
I get a lot of phone
My
calls,
phone be going
and I don't want to.
I get it. I get it.
I don't
Gat
wanna
said, I will raise
put that
you.
shit down.
Gat said he will raise you on
We
that.
all get calls, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying the important ones, like with the team, I think that should matter.
And, all right, so
Everybody
from now
check in
on,
with
I'm gonna
each
let
other.
y'all know I'm going dark tomorrow. Don't even think about it.
I already know when you dark. It says,
Don't
what say,
do
notify
that.
me or whatever.
Yeah,
Notifications
notification.
on
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, don't do
Can't.
that. How about you don't do that? Go dark at night. It's 11 o'clock. Okay,
Go dark
cool.
at night.
Yeah, when the sun goes. Do that. How about that?
No, I need a good 24 hours of it.
I get it. Sometimes, you know what? Believe it or not, you do have to, what you were just talking about. You gotta detach yourself from your phone, bro.
Yeah,
you have to for your mental health. This thing, you could scroll across the wrong thing and it would destroy your day. You see the wrong thing.
There's positive.
We talking about when we checking on niggas. Like, yo, what up?
Yeah, but you don't. The thing is
nothing negative in the group chat.
Hold on, wait. No, but the thing is that we don't know what's going on in each other's day throughout the day, right? So we may be in good spaces. He may be in a bad space at that point in time.
Going dark,
right? So we don't know.
It is
right, but communication is important in every type of relationship, whether it's business, romantic, or whatever.
You just remember this hot shit you promoting right now. Next time you can't get him on the phone and you
bro.
Don't
worry, it'll be tomorrow. We already discussed this.
You see how quiet he is over there, right?
No, I'm telling you.
He's quiet.
Look, all right.
I hear you. Sounds good.
So look,
sounds great.
So I just got this bike.
That you haven't pedaled yet.
Yeah, he pulled up.
He pulled up.
He was pedaling.
He pulled up.
That wasn't you ready to use
I rode all around the city.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's electric.
So a dark day for me would be, I'm just out.
That's dope. That's that J. Cole shit. You see, you ain't run into J. Cole yet?
Dark. Nope, not yet. I want to catch him. With that shit, I'm definitely going to catch him.
So you part of the bike lane traffic now.
Huh?
Bike lane crazy people.
The bike lane, ain't no traffic in the bike lane, baby. I be beating cars uptown, bro.
I know the guy who's behind that. The whole bike lanes in New York. Matter of fact, you mentioned Napster. He owned LimeWire.
Ain't that a bitch? Tell him I still got downloads. You need to.
That's my guy. That's my guy.
Man, everybody get on your bike.
Yeah, get on your bike. Stay healthy.
Oh, he gonna love to hear this right here.
I used to ride my bike up here. I still do.
I love riding my bike.
I remember.
What's up? Let's have a bike
Me
day.
and my bike.
Let's have a bike day.
Yes,
Hey yo, Mark Gordon. I know
Shout
this gonna be
out.
music to your ears right here. They talking about let's have a bike day.
Let's have a bike day.
You know how to ride
Yes, come
Yo,
over
Dad
there.
look like he don't know how to ride a bike. He's sitting here like,
Cat, do you know how to ride a bike?
Of course, I know how to steal bikes too. I used to steal dinos, freestyles, mongooses. I was that guy. You know what I'm saying? I know how to break them down. You know, put them on.
I was your
I
guy.
was that guy.
Did you know how to ride them too, right? Okay.
Pause. That was crazy.
We're talking about bikes. Talking about bikes.
Bicycles.
Bicycles.
Yeah, bicycles, of course, man.
Word.
I'm with that shit though.
Let's have a bike day. You
That's
go
healthy.
right down to Riverside Drive.
No
That's
no
where we
engines.
going.
Pedals only, no engines.
That's you.
Oh no, you wildin'.
I rest
You
my
wildin'. I'm
case.
not doing that. I'm not doing that.
That's what I'm
You
talking
just
about.
said a
Get
bike
the
engine,
engine.
bro. Get the engine. Let's get the engine.
Mine don't have
I've been
an
all
engine.
around the city on the engine. You might as
No,
well
I
be in the
pedal
cab.
too.
Like
I pedal too, bro. But
what, to charge the engine?
yeah, hell yeah.
Crazy. No.
Them shits work off gas?
Bro,
Gas.
you could pedal and go 40 miles
Electricity,
an
so
hour.
you charge that shit up?
Yeah,
No.
you charge it. It's a battery.
My bike is a pedal.
All right, when you going 40, it's a different feeling, bro. Like,
Yeah, no exercise.
Yeah, yeah.
You might as well be in the cab.
To the
that's
engine.
not exercise. It's not exercise. Nigga, you in a pothole, you
That's
dead.
supposed to be for uphill. The electric.
Sure.
He ain't used that on that.
Sure it is.
Uphill, downhill, flat
That's
land.
Exactly.
crazy. You're not even really riding.
Nah, you should have seen when he pulled up. I was like,
I thought he was on the 600.
yo, I was looking, I watched you pull up like half a block. I'm like, and he was wearing all hearts. I'm like, ain't no way. That's math coming down the Ave right now.
No helmet.
Yo, there's no way in hell.
Listen,
Pedals don't come with sound effects.
We ain't even hear that shit when he pulled up. He was just right there.
quiet. Like Batman.
You got the bike version. You got the bike version of a Cybertruck. That's why you don't hear.
That's
You don't
a
hear.
fact.
one
See how
thing.
thick them tires is, bro?
Yeah, the tires
That's
of everything.
fucking
Outta
crazy.
here.
You wasn't
Dirt
even in the bike lane. You was on the sidewalk.
No, I rode up on the sidewalk once I got on this block. I was in the bike lane.
He was in the bike.
What
I
time?
mean, I'll be in the middle of traffic.
8 on the nose.
And niggas hate
I'll be like,
niggas
oh
like
shit, is Jenna dead? Oh no, she's still alive.
That's great.
She's like, I'm right here. Just wait for me. I'm out. I'm out.
Oh my God.
Listen, quality of life. We're here to entertain, but we're not here to mislead you. So stay away from the misinformation. Continue to be entertained. Continue to live a quality life. Careful what you put in here and what you put in here. From all of us to you, we love y'all. See you next time.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.